Hi everybody. What fun show. Watch the crazy Amish guy.
Now, how could that have slowly evolved? See, and the atheist goes, oh, yes, that's very like this. Now, how could that have slowly evolved? See, and the atheist goes, oh, yes, that's very true. And that stuff is good to encourage your faith as a Christian, to say, wow, our God is great, our God is amazing. Sure, God created nature to prove his existence. All right, we'll see about that later. That's fine. It should encourage you as a Christian. But to use those things to evangelize the lost, you're appealing to their intellect. You need to come to them and say, you're a sinner. Let's talk about righteousness, temperance, and judgment to come. What do they say? Well, if they haven't killed their conscience yet, they'll say, well, I don't know, I'm just not ready yet, or whatever. They'll tremble. They'll get scared, and they'll say, okay, well, I don't want to talk about this. Let's change the subject, and I'll hear you some other time. I'll think about it or whatever else. Yeah, absolutely. But again, you didn't see anything in there about Paul saying to them, I'm going to use some scientific things, and let's talk about, the Bombardier Beetle. Now, the Bombardier Beetle has 2 chambers in his tail section, and they have 2 different chemicals that if they're mixed, they explode, and they do mix, and they send out this little fire thing and stuff, and they know it. How about judgment to come? You're going to burn in hell forever, because this book condemns what they're doing. These atheists, you can't tell me what to do, and so I reject your book of fairy tales and fib. Why? Lost people don't like that. Temperance. Drink that. Don't watch that. That's wrong. That's sin. Don't do that. Temperance. How about that one for lost people? Temperance. Don't eat that. Don't. He said he came to them and he reasoned of righteousness. See, God's righteousness gets rid of your self-righteousness. A Christian comes to them and they don't say, hey, let me show you some science tricks here and some neat little factoids about science and things like this. Verse 25 is the most used thing that lost people will do. Turn next to Acts chapter 17. All these atheists out there, they put up these videos and they go, I have a challenge for Christians. Prove to me such and such. Yeah. You're a sinner. You're going to go to hell, and you're going to burn forever. And again, this video is not to really convict atheists and things like that. This video is for you and my brethren out there, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I'm trying to tell you the best way to witness to an atheist is not with science. It's about sin. We'll see it here again, Acts chapter 17, verse 22. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with the inscription, To the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you. God that made the world and all things therein. We'll see the tie-in with this later. Seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Don't look to organized religion with their church buildings, with their little temples. That's not where God's at. Still true today. Neither is worshipped with men's hands as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life, and breath in all things, and hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and hath determined the times before appointed, and the bounds of their habitation, that they should seek the Lord, if haply they might feel after him, and find him, though he be not far from every one. For in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. For as much then as we are the offspring of God, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone, graven by art and man's device. Paul's rebuking what they're doing. They have altar to the unknown God and things like this, and they're trying to find God through, we can worship maybe a statue or something. Paul's rebuking that. He's saying that's idolatry. He's judging them. Mm-hmm. Verse 30, and the times of this ignorance God winked at. What you're doing here, God winked at that. But now commandeth all men everywhere to turn from unbelief to belief. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's what Jack Hyles taught, the sick pervert that he was. No, God commandeth all men everywhere to repent. Because he hath appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men, and that he hath raised him from the dead. Paul goes in, he judges them, he says, you're too superstitious, what you're doing is wrong, you ought not to think that God is worshipped in temples and things made with hands. Organized religion isn't going to do it, your system is not going to do it, you're a bunch of deluded pagans, and God's going to judge you, and you better repent. If you could break it down and make a short little thing of what Paul said to him. What's the reaction? Verse 32, and when they heard of the resurrection of the dead, some mocked, and others said, we will hear thee again of this matter. Just like Felix did later on in the book of Acts. When I have a more convenient season, I'll call for you. I'll hear you again of this matter. Maybe I'll hear this again sometime, whatever. Verse 33, so Paul departed from among them, howbeit certain men clave unto him and believed, among the which was Dionysius and the Areopagite, excuse me.
We'll watch some Matt Powell. Matt Powell, you with his Matt Powell's.
Can you tell me about your first ancestor and what kind of organism it was as it came to life through spontaneous generation?
You know, that you're going back again to where you know we can't answer that exact question.
Have you ever witnessed life coming from non-life?
Would we expect to, though, Matt? Is that something that we'd expect to see?
He said that because there are laws such as gravity, the universe can and will create itself from nothing. Do you agree with that statement? Yes or no, and why?
I'm not Stephen Hawking by any chance, any stretch of the imagination. He was a thinker. That's what he did all day long. He sat in a wheelchair and he thought about these things. Because it's an absolute statement. And I don't believe in absolute statements.
Okay, let's pause there for a second. Are you absolutely sure that you don't believe in absolute statements?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you really believe that it's logical and rational to believe that an explosion out of chaos produced order and planets in a perfect orbit?
Well, what do you call a perfect orbit? Can we take a 30-second break here so I can go get rid of my milk? Okay, thanks, guys. Hey, Matt, if you need to go pee, do it now.
All right, thanks, man. If Christianity were true, if the God of the Bible was the God that existed, would you accept it? Would you believe in him?
Well, what do you mean by believe?
Mark, listen. It just seems to me like you're certain that there's no certainties. And it seems like...
Absolutely there's no certainties. I said that at the beginning.
Mark, are you certain of that, though?
Absolutely. Absolutely there's no certainties.
So what do you think of that statement? Do you think that's a logical position that we could have been designed by a fourth grader?
Well, I think it's interesting that our honesty in the way that we view the natural world is always used against us.
But then I thought, you know what? No, he might be just brazen enough, and this is my aspiration, Matt Powell, that you'll meet me. Amy, bring your camera and I'll bring mine. We can do it in a public place. And let's just have a conversation. Your ideology against mine. And let's see if you got the balls for it. It can just be a civil conversation. Just atheist versus Christian in public.
The raging atheist continued to be like that of a rabid chihuahua, not leaving Matt Powell alone.
He's tactical.
Yeah, he's. I've always said that Matt Powell's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
He's a walking charisma machine, and that's the problem.
And he's a manipulation machine.
Well, yes, he's quick. He's with.
Keep in mind, Mr. Matt Powell never wanted to deal with this guy. He actually, on repeated occasions, says, "Leave me alone."
Eric went to college in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for 1 year concentrated study just on creation, and then went to Tennessee Temple, and has now been traveling and speaking, how long?
4.5 years.
4.5 years, speaking on creation and evolution and dinosaurs. And you only had one debate so far, right?
One debate, and it was a good one, I got to say. It was awesome.
I debated the guy.
Ben Wagner was his name.
Ben Wagner in Arkansas, and then, and it was quite a slaughter. And then when the church called back and said, "Can you debate him again?" I said, "No, I'm already full for that time, but maybe my son could do it." And how'd it work out there?
Oh, it worked out great, I tell you what. I mean, just when you're right, when you have the right answers, there's no doubt about it. It's easy to win. When you're right, it's easy to win.
And after that debate, he decided he's not going to debate anymore.
Yeah, at the very end, he closed that debate by saying, "Just to let you know, this will be the last debate I ever do." He was not interested in debating again. It was fun. We tried very hard not to make fun of him at all, but just to make fun of the science, the evolution that they believe in.
Our position is the Bible is literally true, scientifically accurate. The world was created in 6 literal days, about 6,000 years ago. The evolution theory currently being taught at taxpayer expense in our schools is one of the dumbest and most dangerous ideas in the history of the world. Anybody that believes they came from a rock needs some real serious help. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help.
We want to help, no doubt about it.
We have what you need. So tune in and join us. We have Dinosaur Adventureland here in our backyard, and we have lots of kids come all the time. And so we're just closed at 5 o'clock, 4 minutes ago. And so you're welcome to come down and visit our Dinosaur Adventureland here in Pensacola if you come. You'll have the time of your life.
Awesome place to check out. 2 200-foot cable slides, 50-foot rope swing, climbing wall, Congo Trail, fossil dig pit. You got to come check out Dinosaur Adventureland.
Brand new Dinosaur Adventureland water.
Yes, from the time of the dinosaurs, just a couple thousand
years ago. No.
And you can have $1 off. You buy the water for $1 and get $1 off.
Get the water for 75 and get $1 off. You can't beat a deal.
You can't beat a deal.
Pay you a quarter to come. Wow. Okay, what we're going to do, the first website that comes up is the website called from geocities.com/Kent Hovind. So if you'd like to go to geocities.com/Kent Hovind, assuming by the time you watch this videotape, if you get the tape, that he is still brave enough to keep this site up there. I suspect it'll be gone by then, I would hope. It's been up for a long time. I would suspect years. We have contacted the host of the site, Carl Merrychurch in Australia. And for the last week, Jonathan over here has been corresponding with him, inviting him to be on the program. He's welcome to call in. What we're going to do today is limit the calls to only related to some of the Anti-Hovind websites, this one in particular at first. We're going to gradually go through as many as we can and finally answer some of the critics. I get thousands of emails here, about 1,500 a week actually, and frequently somebody writes in and says, "Hey, I noticed there's a lot of Anti-Hovind sites. Why don't you answer them?" Well, Abe Lincoln in the Civil War was asked the question, "Why don't you answer your critics?" He said, "There's a war going on. I'm going to fight the war." He said, "History will tell whether I was right or not." So, why waste time?
More important. That's exactly right.
They don't want an answer anyway. When you do speak at churches and stuff, you have Q&A time, like I do, and you have skeptics come and ask dumb questions sometimes. And my analysis is, they don't want an answer.
No, they definitely don't. They don't want an answer. I think there's basically 3 types of people: those that believe in creation, those that are not sure, and those that believe in evolution. It's very difficult to talk to those that believe in evolution if you believe in creation, because they really don't want an answer.
They like their theory.
They really do.
Yeah,
and so the best thing you can do is talk to those that are unsure, those that are genuinely seeking the truth. And when you genuinely seek the truth, there's no doubt about it, you're going to come to the creation side, because that's what we did.
But then, see, you don't just come to the creation side, because then that involves a creator. which might involve some rules. Yeah, like the thou shalt not. That's exactly what they're trying to avoid. So we're going to notify, as we go through some of these major sites that have been up for years, talking bad about Kent Hovind, we're going to notify the host, if we can get a hold of them, well ahead of time, saying you're welcome to call in and be on the program, or you're welcome to AOL Instant Message us. Our screen name is Dr. Dino Live, if you have AOL Instant Message, or go to our website, Dr. Dino, and then go to the Creation Science Hour icon on the front page, and then AOL Instant Message. And Jonathan will get it and hand it to us with his handy little dinosaur, and he will hand us the AOL Instant Message. But we would like to limit it. Normally we just take any questions on the topic of creation evolution, but for tonight, and maybe for the next couple of times, we'd like to take it on, oh, there we go, the dinosaur. Questions on the anti-Hovind site, particularly the one, geocities.com/Kent Hovind. Okay, so I'm going to read a few things off the site. If you're not watching, I'll try to record exactly here. And we'll just...
Let me say, those of you that are AOL Instant Messaging, we are going to save those questions till the second half of the hour. First of all, we're just going to be dealing with the anti-Hovind sites.
Okay, here we go. Carl Mary Church writes, he says, he's invited to call in. In his introduction, he says, the purpose of this site is to analyze the logic and science used in the presentations of a creation science evangelist named Kent Hovind. At the right. Got my picture there. Good
and
picture, by the way.
He's right. That's what he says right there. He says he's right. So.
I'm still using that high school graduation picture. Worked good for 30 years. Why change, This analysis will mainly focus on objective issues, science issues related to Kent Hovind seminars. Carl, you said in your correspondence to Jonathan you would correct any mistakes in this website. I would suggest maybe before the word Kent Hovind you add the word to, T-O. Have a typo there. Proper English would call for the word to. Okay, science issues related to Kent Hovind seminars. There will not be analysis of Hovind's theological position, communist conspiracies, New World Order, or Mark of the Beast claims. See conspiracy quotes. He's got a link there. The basis of young Earth creation science is a literal interpretation of the book of Genesis from the Christian Bible. The known universe, planets, stars, animals, and ultimately humans, it is suggested, were supernaturally created in 6 literal days around 4000 BCE.
Hold it. Let me stop you right there. Right there he says BCE.
Right.
What is he talking about there?
Before the Common Era. What do you think it ought to be?
When I grew up in school, we always called it BC. That's what we learned, BC.
Yeah, this is a subtle way they try to leave Christ out.
Before Christ is what it really should be.
All over the textbooks, and I have thousands of textbooks all around there. We're in the middle of the library here. They are changing it in the last depending on the publisher, last 5 to 8 years, it's now becoming all BCE instead of BCE.
Doing everything they can to get Christ out of it. Wow.
Anyway, Mr. Mary Church writes, approximately 2300 BCE, the world was supposedly destroyed by a global flood except for a selection of animals and 8 humans aboard the largest wooden boat ever constructed. And now, Carl, I would change that. Ever constructed up to that time. Okay, there have been quite a few wooden boats by the Chinese, apparently, constructed much larger than Noah's Ark after that time. So I would add the phrase up to the time. Okay. Obviously, young Earth creationism is in conflict with mainstream science in general. Let me stop right there and say I don't think that's quite correct. There may be some scientists who are in conflict with young Earth creationism, but all of the ones that are right believe in young Earth creationism.
That's correct.
So it's only the ones that are wrong that don't believe in that. And there are thousands, literally thousands of scientists who are young Earth creationists, or certainly creationists. Every branch of science was started by creationists, not by evolutionists. Evolution is a useless theory.
It really hasn't done anything to even help out science. It's done more to hinder it than it's done to ever help it.
Yeah. Even if it's true, it's useless.
Yeah, they're trying so hard to prove this one theory. Scientific method would simply say, you got a problem. How did we get here? You form a hypothesis, then you gather evidence. Well, they haven't found any evidence. There's been no evidence whatsoever.
We've been offering $250,000 for a long time for proof for evolution. Do you get this when you go speak at seminars? Ask, what about this offer?
Yeah, what about the offer? I think he discussed that later on his site.
Yeah, we'll get to there, Carl. Hang on. He says, I have offered Kent Hovind the opportunity of an unedited, unlimited length right to reply to be hosted on this site. So far, he has ignored the offer. Well, Carl, let me explain why, okay? I have other things to do, okay? I don't think you want an answer anyway, number one. Number two, nobody cares what you think, all right?
Plus, you can't type all that fast.
Plus, I type about 12 words a minute with 19 mistakes, right?
Columbus style. Find it and land on it.
I can talk fast, I can think on my feet fast, or on my seat for that matter, but I don't type very fast. So I'm not about to get into an email debate. I've said that clearly on my website. I'm not interested in an email debate. I will take you on face-to-face if I come to Australia, where you are. If you want to come to the States, I've got a standing offer to debate any number of evolutionists simultaneously with half my brain tied behind my back. Were you at the one when it was 2 against 1 in Missouri?
I wasn't there, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. They said, well, we'll debate Kent Hovind if it can be 2 of us. I said, it could be 10 of you. Honestly, if you want to schedule a debate someplace, that'd be wonderful. I have 2 conditions I ask for. If there's 10 of them and 1 of me, that's perfectly fine. But I want half the time.
Right. Equal time. Equal time. That's obvious.
I don't care which of their 10 answers the question. Secondly, I want 1 topic at a time. I don't want them bringing up 30 topics. I have time to answer 4, and so it looks like
he doesn't know the rest.
Doesn't know the rest. Yeah, when I do, I just don't have time to answer them all. So half the time and 1 topic at a time, you bring the whole science department from any university you've got, bring in anybody you want to help. So, Carl, if you're wondering why I have ignored your offer, I've already clearly said I don't get involved in email debates, number 1. Number 2, I don't have time. I don't think most people care what you think. I just today, for the first time, looked at your website I think I spent about 3 minutes on it one time a few months ago. And I said, this guy needs some help, and that's why we're here to help you. We're going to help you tonight, okay?
That's right.
And then I went to your comments. People are writing in comments. There are, how many comments, Jonathan? 13 or 14 pages of, I can't hear your mic, I think. He's at 40,000 hits on his site. And just to the comments page, or just to his site in general? That is, okay. We've had X number of million hits to our site, okay? So,
and many of those sites, aren't they simply just copying the information and kind of making their own site with it? They're part of a big chain.
It's a big chain of anti-Hovind sites. You can go to next, and it goes to the next automatically at the bottom of his site here. We'll get to that in a minute.
It's pretty much the exact same stuff.
So I've ignored your offer because I don't have time, and I don't care, and I don't think most people care what you think on the topic. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but, that's just the way it is, okay? I have other things to do, okay? Okay. It says, I've also offered to correct any errors or misunderstandings. Neither Hovind nor his staff has attempted to identify any.
He says neither Hovind nor his staff have not attempted to identify any, which would mean we have attempted to identify any.
That's true, have not. I tried to read the proper English in there instead of what it says. Okay.
Got another one for you to fix. Take out that word not if you want to have it correct there.
Neither have not attempted to identify. Maybe that's the way they speak in Australia, Eric.
That's a good point.
We were over there, remember?
Yeah.
They do talk kind of funny.
You don't ask for a napkin, I know that.
That's for sure. You don't.
And your diaper.
That's a diaper. Yeah, I was at the restaurant. I don't want a napkin. Okay. Okay, so the reason we haven't attempted to identify any, I haven't even read it, okay? I have lots to do. I get thousands of phone calls and emails, and I'd rather go talk to somebody who wants to hear the truth. And I'm suspecting from what little bit I've read, you don't really want to hear it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, because I think you need it, whether you want it or not. Okay.
Here's the answers.
Here's the answer. Oh, okay. He says, more observant readers may have noticed I have not given my name. Oops. I already told him it's Carl Mary Church. Even that may be a screen name. I've noticed a lot of these atheists are scared to give their name. They're anonymous. They can remain anonymous behind their website, and nobody knows who they are. Like they're afraid I'm going to go do something to them.
There are some weird people out there, though.
There are some weird people. Look, I'm your friend. Honestly, I'm here to help. Okay. He's noticed I'm not giving my name. I've done this deliberately for numerous reasons. Who I am is quite irrelevant. Unlike Hovind, I have no intention of operating a cult of personality.
What in the world is he talking about?
This is one of those backhanded slaps you get all the time by the atheists. They accuse you of things. A cult of personality. Are we trying to build a cult?
I certainly don't think so.
You've known me for
25 years.
25 years, and are we trying to build a name for ourselves, or that you know of?
Definitely not. The whole reason we exist is simply to glorify the kingdom of God, is to glorify Christ, and to see more people come to the realization and to come to the truth of the fact that God is the creator. Jesus Christ was his son, is his son, and he really did truly come on this earth and die. And so that's the whole purpose of this, is to show people the reason that he did that.
And we take on all kinds of unpopular subjects in our seminar precisely because I don't care what anybody thinks. What does God think? What does his book say? And that's end of story.
Exactly.
If it upsets my wife, I still stick with the truth.
It's upset her more than once.
Okay, so if it upsets my own family, I'm going to stick with the truth. What is the truth? Okay, we don't care what... another dinosaur coming in here. Yay, Jonathan. All right. So you've not given your name, Carl. I apologize. I've already given Carl Mary Church's name out a couple times. He doesn't... I say a cult personality. Carl, you need to remove that, okay? Because you're implying that I have... implying nothing. You're saying that I have an intention to operate a cult of personality. This is baloney. You're either mistaken or you're lying. Okay, take that line out. He goes on and says, judging by some of the strange emails I occasionally receive, I feel safer not having miscellaneous oddballs knowing too many of my personal details. Well, Carl, my name, address, and phone number is on everything we produce as far as I know. If it's not, it's an oversight. We intend for it to be. Not because I'm developing a cult personality. I want people to be able to contact me if they have a question. Because in America, I don't know about Australia, but in America you have a right to face your accusers.
That's right, yeah.
So if somebody's accusing me of something like you've done on your website here, then you should face your accusers. You get a right to defend yourself, which I'm going to do here on this broadcast today, and this will be on videotape, available on the website, by the way, for everybody in the world to watch. And your 39,000 viewers are a drop in the bucket compared to the millions and millions we get on our site. So, and yours comes up right after mine. I mean, you type in Kent Hovind, his comes up first. So the other anti-Hovind websites are getting even less attention. So in one sense, it doesn't matter what they say, but I do get emails frequently saying, hey, I read this, what do you think? Why don't you respond? So I'm going to do this once and forget it. I'm not going to dwell on this, believe me. I have other things to do. Our philosophy is, if I've got to plant a garden to feed my family for the winter, half my yard is good dirt, half my yard is hard rock. I'm going to go ahead and plant the good dirt first. If I have time, I'll work on the rock. If I don't, oh well. At least I got a crop coming in. So I don't waste a lot of time on atheists. Not that I can't. They don't want to be plowed. Okay.
We just got an instant message from Fierce312, and he says, "You guys are speaking with a lot of anger behind your words."
Anger behind the words.
I want it to be noted that I don't think we're angry at all with Carl or whoever it really is behind this site. We just simply want the truth to be known. We feel like it's a coward trying to come up and attack what's going on, and we're here defending the truth.
Well, I understand the criticism. I get that occasionally. Honestly, I am angry at those who, especially when I debate professors, when I realize they are taking tax dollars to destroy the faith of kids coming through their class. Go sit in a public university, go sit in a class where they teach evolution and watch how they ridicule Christians. Yeah. If I was going to go into Nazi Germany 50 years ago and rescue some Jews from a concentration camp, I would have a hard time being nice to the guards.
That would be difficult.
It would be difficult, okay? I don't want to have to hurt them, but sometimes you have to hurt them, okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to really smite the scorner so the simple will beware, like it says in Proverbs.
There's a lot of people that will learn from that.
Right. Because I really do want to help Carl and other atheists or evolutionists out. I really do, honestly. That's my heart. And I think we've proven that. We've given out thousands of videotapes all over to people. Yeah. We've never copyrighted our material. And, if anybody would be affected by that, it'd be my children who, if there was anything to inherit, would someday inherit it. And their position would be, well, Dad, we ought to make money off of this stuff. You've poured a lot of research into this. And sorry, there won't be anything to inherit. Go build your own ministry, okay?
Plus, the stuff is available on free on our website, drdiner.com.
But there is a good point, and I don't want anybody. I do come across angry once in a while. I guess I am a little bit angry about some of this, but the goal is to win them. But also at the same time, I don't want to allow them to continue destroying the faith of others.
Right.
Websites like this might cause an honest seeker to write me off. Oh, break time. So join us, folks. If you want to call in or AOL Instant Message us, we'll be back on the air in just a moment. All right, folks, welcome back to the Creation Science Hour. This is Kent Hovind and my son Eric talking about some of the anti-Hovind websites. We're getting lots of AOL Instant Messages saying we're not being mean to the guy, but I understand. I do get criticized for being mean. One quick story, and then we'll go on. Prophets of Baal, Elijah. Elijah killed 850 prophets of Baal. That's mean.
That's definitely mean.
That's definitely mean.
Wow.
I don't want to kill a Cry Mary Church. I want to win to the Lord, and I would never kill anybody unless they were threatening my family. Self-defense is the only time I would ever do it. So, Carl, you're perfectly safe. I'm sorry if you feel mean, if you feel like I've been mean. Oh, another message. Jonathan and the Dinosaur. Good. Okay. He has quite a few things. If you go to the geocities.com/Kent Hovind, the second thing that comes up is, let's see, I had it here a second ago. Oh, here it is, home. Was who is Kent Hovind? In there, he has links to quite a few things, which are linked later in this. So I'm going to skip that one and go to the third one, the $250,000 challenge. And I'm going to read this right off his website and then answer, give responses. This tape or program is to respond to the critics. By the way, we're getting lots of AOL Instant Messages that are unrelated to the purpose of today's program. So I'm sorry, we're going to save those till last. If we get to them, we will.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try. And I know, I apologize, you're listening, I know, to the program, and
We're just going to continue on for a few more minutes on this anti-Hovind website for the...
Because I need a chance to defend myself. Okay, the $250,000 challenge. You on that one? Okay. Following is analysis of Hovind's $250,000 challenge. The text of Hovind is quoted from, and it links to my offer, which is on my website, Dr. Dino. Hovind's words are in bold. Seasoned Hovind watchers. Wow. Seasoned Hovind watchers. May notice that he has removed references to some of the more controversial aspects of the challenge.
I've been everywhere, man. Where you been?
Moved away.
You're still not out the cult.
Still here.
You're still in the cult.
Still here, yeah.
That database, man. That database in New York City, right? What did it have? Over 23,000 different cases of pedophilia that they didn't tell the police about. It was released in 2002. The main office has a database of the numbers of child abuse brought to them that they didn't tell the police about. Okay. Over 23,000. 23,000. Okay. Do you know about the 23,000? The database? You know the database in New York City? It was released. It was made public. That they had over 23,000 different cases of pedophiles touching children that they chose not to tell the police about. Do you guys care about that? Does it even tickle your heart at all? Children being molested. Children not told to the police officer. Children being abused and sexually molested. That they knew about. That they have in a database. And it was released in 2002 in New York City. Do you choose not to have a heart for the children, thousands of children molested? I haven't even mentioned the Australia Royal Commission. Because we're in the United States, so I usually don't talk about the Australian case. But I know that in New York City, we told you they had. Recorded. Well, it's public. It's public. It's public. You
understand? And I know all children are atheists and they have to be educated into believing in religion. The atheist mind can't quite fathom all that, that not by atheists. He was killed by absolute total nonsense. That's why they're doing it. That's why they come up with stupid nonsense like open-minded and I'm just not going to join organized religion. And let me ask you a question there, atheists. Why? Nonsense. You down as people and slaughtered you. But that's the reality. I have a video on that. In terms of people that have true religion, the true relationship with themselves. And what they'll do is they'll continually give you questions and questions and questions and questions. Why? Because they continue those questions in their own mind to stay away from having to realize, I'm going to have to answer before God someday. You're not going to have the guts to stand against it. You think to yourself you've been mind controlled and brainwashed into thinking that the future is atheism. The future is not atheism. The future is radical, organized religion. It's being set up. I guarantee you it's being set up, just like the Bible said was going to happen. And you can deny it and reject it and say, well, I reject God, and come up with all your little questions and all your little attacks and all the dumb little things that you do.
Hi, sorry about that.
It's okay. I figured you were busy doing something.
How are you today?
I'm good. I just came by and seen you're all by yourself.
Oh,
can't believe nobody's here yet.
Yeah, this is a crazy Amish guy right here. He's the guy I told you about that burned other Bibles. Like first he drilled them, then he burned them.
Oh, why did he do that?
Because he thinks the King James is the only Bible and all the other ones are heresy or something.
Yeah, but why did he drill them? Oh, hey, Deviant. I'll join in a little while, little buddy. Yeah, I felt bad because he was in here by himself, so that's why I joined. I was just going to wait until someone else comes because I got to take my daughter to her play, but that's not for a little bit yet.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
This month is my niece's birthday.
It is. Awesome. How old is she going to be?
I forgot. Maybe 11, I think.
Oh.
Or 12. I
Ooh.
forgot.
So they taking care of themselves at that age. That's a good age.
But Aiden, that little guy, his birthday's the 15th, I think. He's
I have it. I have it somewhere. It is the 12th. I hope. That's what I have in my calendar anyway.
Oh, it's the 12th. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of this crazy Amish guy? He thinks the Catholic Church will take over one day and destroy you all.
He kind of reminds me of a... yeah, I don't know. Nobody's going to follow the Catholic Church. I doubt they could take over anything, but maybe. Never know.
What if they try to take over you?
Ooh, I would just... I don't know. That'd be a waste of time, though. I mean, what do they want with me?
I don't know. You're an angel, lady.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would just say stop. Stop, no, and don't.
Or here's this other guy showed on there. He went after JW. He's a crazy guy. Oh, you want to see a video of Steven Anderson going crazy again? Watch.
Yeah. I like the Steven Anderson ones.
That's my own.
Is avoiding the part of the chapter that I'd like to focus on is in 1 Timothy 6, beginning there in verse number 20, where the Bible reads, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called, which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. And I want to focus on that phrase this morning, science falsely so called. The title of my sermon this morning is this: Science Fiction Religion. Science Fiction Religion. Because if you think about it, that which is not true, that which is a fable or a fairy tale is fiction. And the science that we have today that's considered fact is actually in many ways science fiction. It's not actually real. It's only been invented in people's minds. Now, notice what the Bible says here, right after it says science falsely so called. In verse 21 it says, which some professing have erred concerning the faith. I like that word professing because professing is often used about a religion. He professes Christianity. He professes Islam. And I will submit to you this morning that a lot of what we call science today is actually more like a religion than it is science. And that's why the title of the sermon is Science Fiction Religion. Now, first of all, let me just give you a dictionary definition of religion. And then I'll give you a dictionary definition of science, okay? Religion is defined as a set of beliefs concerning the cause, nature, and purpose of the universe. Religion is defined as a specific, fundamental set of beliefs and practices generally agreed upon by a number of persons or sects. Religion is defined as the body of persons adhering to a particular set of beliefs and practices. Now listen to the definition of science. A branch of knowledge or study dealing with a body of facts or truths, systematically arranged and showing the operation of general laws. Science is defined as systematic knowledge of the physical or material world gained through observation and experimentation. And then the third definition, knowledge as of facts or principles gained by systematic study. So you see, the word that keeps coming up over and over again in our definitions of science is knowledge. Things that we know, not things that we're guessing or hoping or thinking possibly could be true. No, it's knowledge, it's fact, it's law. That's what science means. In fact, when you think of the famous word omniscience that we use about God, what do we mean when we say that God is omniscient? We mean that he's what? All-knowing, right? Because we say he's omnipotent, meaning all-powerful, because omni means all-potent, all-powerful, omnipotent. And then we say, well, he's everywhere. He's omnipresent, all-present. And then we also say he's omniscient. But when you look at the word omniscience, how do you spell omniscience? You spell it with omni and science. All knowledge, meaning that God is all-knowing. He has omniscience. So science is what we know to be true, not just this guessing, theorizing, hypothesizing. No, knowledge is a set of beliefs that through testing hypotheses, through experimentation, through observation, we've collected this body of knowledge, fact, laws that is known as science. Whereas religion, what's the word that kept coming in the different definitions of religion? It's a belief. Okay, so it's a difference there between a religion, which is a belief, which is faith, and science, real science, which would be knowledge or fact that we can actually taste, see, touch, smell, hear. We can actually observe it with the five senses. Now, this belief system that today is known as science, the falsely so-called science that God predicted would come about, this science falsely so-called is not based on facts. It's not based on knowledge. It's actually a belief system. It's more like a religion. This is why a lot of people today will ask you this question. Well, do you believe in science? Who's ever been asked that question? Well, don't you believe in science? Do you believe in science? See, that's a pretty good question because it is something that you have to believe in. See, if it were just fact, if it were just knowledge, if it were something that could actually be proven through observation and experimentation, then you wouldn't have to believe in it. The reason you have to believe in it is because it's a religion. Because of the fact that it is not science, it is a belief system. And that belief system is based on two things I'm going to demonstrate this morning. Number one, that belief system is based upon hatred for God. And by that I mean the God of the Bible. And number two, it's based upon science fiction. And I'm talking about Buck Rogers this morning. I'm talking about Star Trek. I'm talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about all the sci-fi that the Hollywood movies and the TV shows have made popular. That is really the basis for this belief system. And they say, oh, we're so rational, we're so logical. No, you're not. Oh, it's all based on fact. It's all based on experiments. No, it isn't. It's based on two things. Number one, a deep-seated hatred for the God of the Bible. And number two, it's based upon watching too many science fiction movies and TV shows. Those are the bases, and I'm going to prove that to you this morning. Let's turn to Romans chapter 1. That's always a good place to start any sermon. Romans chapter 1. That's where the Apostle Paul decided to start. Right? Romans chapter 1, great chapter. While you're turning there, I'll read for you the best verse in Romans chapter 1, verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. That's
I'll watch some crazy stuff.
And I saw this week, somebody said something along the lines of, this was on a major website, where all to look at your child and say, whoredom, whoredom, whoredom. Their own children. From their own children? Chapter where he talked about kids more. You're not a little loose, not a little. Ezekiel 16:20, the Bible reads, thank their one child. Out there promoting this stuff. They're 19, the part of the chapter that I wanted to focus on. It's hard to deliver him, yet thou must do it again. There are many devices in a man's soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath or something. You know, I've been arrested for crying out loud. Half our church has been arrested. Hello.
That was so funny. That's crazy. How about you? Derek Hall take on.
So give me some reason, because right now I haven't heard any reason. All you said is I object. Yes. So I haven't heard any reason. And are you guys here?
He slices it to a victim, comes up making you look dumb. That's his job, is to make you look dumb.
Well, here, you make us look dumb. You guys go ahead.
You don't need my help.
Yeah. So you don't want a dialogue about this argument? You don't want any dialogue about why are you protesting?
You're a professional criminal.
Okay, there's a lot of cameras around here. No, that's not true.
You're a convict.
So I'm a professional criminal,
Yeah,
is your
you're a
claim.
scammer.
So we've got an
If
ad
there was a
hominem
market-
attack so
if there
far.
was
Do you
a-
have anything debate-worthy? Why do you object to the
for
art?
snake oil, you'd be on that market.
So why do you object to the art?
Because it's immoral to lie to children.
I agree that it's immoral to lie to children. Now, they're
And
not lying to children.
we know that art never happened.
Actually, we do.
Actually, we do know that it never happened.
No, we know that
We
it
can
actually
prove
did happen.
that it did not happen. And I'm not having this
Okay, give me some details on that, because give me some data on that. I mean, I could make the statement, I know it did happen. You're making the statement, I know it did happen.
Well,
Now,
I know
if you
that it
like,
didn't happen
Aaron,
because I can show you
I
it
will
didn't
pay for you to go through that art and show you the scientific evidence that is there in that art. Would you like to walk through that with me? I will pay for you. I'll pay for you and for your wife.
So the steel rivets.
I'll let somebody else take you through.
All of the modern plain wood.
I'll let somebody else take you through.
The trucks,
You know
all
what?
this. As opposed
At
to
12
one
o'clock, we're gonna
600-year-old
have
man
an expert
with
on
3
the art
untrained
here.
laborers
Will you
using
engage
only
with the
primitive
discussion
tools
with
from
me?
the Stone Age.
Now, how do you know that?
To have 1,400 breeding pairs at least.
How do you know that?
Which is supposed to be a hell of a lot more. But you know, young Earth creationists don't believe in macroevolution over millions of years, but somehow they do believe in a turbocharged, super, uber, hyper-caffeinated electro-mega evolution
So
happening
you
in only
are
100
willing
years.
to go through that and disprove all the science that's in there? Because
There's
you're a
no
man of
science
science.
in
Are
it.
you like science?
Right, there's no science in it.
I love science too. I got
That's
one of my
a favor.
signs here that says Christians love science. I love science.
That's an
What
irony. No, you
do.
do not. You absolutely do not love science. You're
I
anti-science.
said that to you. Well, Aaron, you
So
don't
if you
love
want to
science.
demonstrate how realistic the flood isn't,
Let's read
have
the
the
dialogue.
1,400 animals, live animals, not 40 stuffed animals. Have 1,400 live animals. Have a year's supply of fresh water without purifiers.
It
Have
rained
a
for
year's
40 days and 40 nights. There's plenty
on
of fresh
salted
water
water.
around now.
Yeah, and it only rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and they were full for a year. So that means they have to have a year's supply of fresh water, because there's also a lot of dead things.
What's crazy stuff?
A ninja star, baseball bat, battle axe, you know. Then you need to at least have a good knife or a machete. Very cheap, very easy to get, and for you, or a chainsaw. Not enough. Zero's not enough. Okay. Now you say, well, I mean, you need to have something. Then said he unto them, but now he that sent you without purse and scrip and shoes. Now let me just show you. Now you say, well, and likewise his scrip, and he that hath no sword. Now let me just show you. Some people are being brainwashed today. Hath a purse, let him take it. But they're pointing at this gun. Get out of the Old Testament. Back to anything? And they said nothing. We got to go here because otherwise people will say, that's an abomination to Jesus. Some key scriptures on having a weapon, okay? It says in Luke 22, verse 35, and so forth. Now you say, well, but no Christians. I mean, that's just pointed at my gun and special arts with learning how to fight, learning how to use weapons. Because, the Bible, you say, oh man, that's so carnal and wicked and, thinking, no, sodomy is an abomination, Even just learning some basic fighting skills. I mean, somebody looked at my gun today and said that it was an abomination for being a good protector. If you think about it, having a weapon might be advisable. Somebody, one of these protests, but the Bible says that God teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
Uh-oh.
So there's nothing wrong with, you say, well, Pastor Anderson, how am I going to be a good protector? Well, this could be different, would be a good place. And maybe situations rely on their husband to be a protector. Now, women should be able to
That's crazy.
Women should be able to rely on their husband to be a protector. Now, you say, well, Pastor Anderson, how am I going to be a good protector? Well, this could be different for different people, different situations, different circumstances, different places that you live, different countries, different cultures, different places. But, if you think about it, having a weapon might be advisable for being a good protector. Having a weapon would be a good place. And maybe even just learning some basic.
Hi!
Hi!
How are you today?
I'm all good.
Brother Pike's in the comments.
I see him. And I also see the elusive Chuck.
Yeah, he's a
gangster.
Yeah, they got how's Soot?
He's awesome. He just went to bed and he told me to say to you that you're a very fine young man and we're very proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. He's a nice young man too.
Yes.
Yeah, I found the video where the Amish guy, he not only burned these books, but he put a drill in them.
What?
He's only King James only guy, only that, and he doesn't like any other Bible. Oh, Brother Pike have an evil twin.
Oh, we all knew that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was bound to have one.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can't look. I try to find the video where I think I might have got it on here. The one where Steven Anderson was a little kid.
Yeah. Have you found them?
Not yet. But I did find the one when he was a teenager up there talking. Before he was before he'd go crazy and start yelling at people. Oh.
I had the All-Star special at Chuck's place.
Oh, that's good. But Steve Adley, he's just a crazy guy.
Yeah.
He's very crazy. Did you saw last night's show? Or they had a show last night?
You mean your show?
The PGs.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't see it.
They were going to have the tech guy, but I guess they pushed back to 14.
Oh.
Only show I know they're having close today will be tomorrow. The Ryan and Andrew and Ryan first Ryan, I think, and then Andrew, and then what do you say?
Weren't they gonna have this the Gilgamesh epic, the Epic of Gilgamesh?
Oh yeah, I talked to him about it. He said he rescheduled it, but the first one he finally gets it, he's gonna have this one lady and this one guy come on to help prove the arc, I guess. I think.
Okay.
Then after that, I think they probably get into the Egyptian stuff. Is that crazy?
Yes, it is.
What time is it where you're
at? It's 10:17 p.m.
Oh, it's 4:17 here.
Yeah.
6 hours ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the UK, it's 9:14. Oh, 9:18.
Yeah.
That crazy?
It kind of is. Do you know what's even more crazy?
What?
Where I am now, we're very close to the Finnish border, and in Finland it's 11:18, and it's only, I don't know how far, maybe 15. Let me think. Maybe 100 kilometers.
Guys, does that have to do with the theory of relativity, like space and time are one and the same?
No, it has to do with the Earth being a globe that circles the sun.
Oh.
That's why we have.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Yeah, it seems the headset I'm using is you can adjust the mic, and it seems maybe there's been. Oh, look, Phantom 100 kilometers. Yeah, 62 miles. Yeah, the Epic of Gilgamesh and Egypt.
I'm the real brother Pike. Other times, I'm the real Mark Stoney. Well, I need to tell you something. Lovable Miss Ma, but she was very angry at him today. I don't get what happened. But she's the lovable buddies. But it's crazy. But yeah, the other day Tim did a video about preterism, and Mark came on to watch it. It was over on his channel. We watch it here. It was crazy. He said something
Oh.
about this. I think it was yesterday. Called the spiritual generation. Are you part of the spiritual generation?
I don't really know. I'm not really sure what the spiritual generation is. It sounds like something out of the late 60s and the whole hippie era. And I wasn't born yet. I think I might be part of the skeptical generation, also known as the sarcastic generation.
What generation that be? The
So
Generation X?
that would be the generation of kids born in the 70s after the hippie era, but it's not the true generation. I think I'm.
Is that the generation?
Could be. You know, they have all these generation X, Y, Z, and then D generation.
X. Is that crazy? First it was Generation A, then B, then C, then D, then E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and
What happened now?
he said,
Why?
Tim. Oh.
Why did his screen just go black?
Oh, are your screen alright? Are you alright?
No. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm Gen X.
He said, Tim turned an atheist. For real? Join us, Father Charles. He's Father Charles. But, And generation.
Spiritual generation is a hermeneutic that explains why Jesus said some of this generation will see these things come to pass. Oh, okay, so it's a way to get around the fact that he is talking about the here and now. It sounds like it is explaining that Jesus was speaking of a spiritual generation that's still ongoing for the last 2,000 years. Oh, yeah, sure. That sounds very much like a what's the word?
Generation S.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're 1 year younger than me, or 2. I don't. I mean, Phantom X is.
You're only
Yeah.
21.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Generation X is 65 to 80, and I'm born 78.
What if you're baby boomer rule? I'll be right back at the kids. I'll be right back.
Okay. I would say if Chuck doesn't join us now and doesn't have a live stream within the coming hours or day, not days, day, that means he is part of the lost generation, because then we don't know if he exists. And for those who don't know, the lost generations were born 1883 to 1900s. So Chuck, show us you're not lost. That's mean, but it's also funny. Funny. I'm not used to being the one. It feels kind of weird to sit and just talk to yourself like this, especially since I'm lowering my voice to not disturb Sut when he's trying to go to sleep. I don't know if you remember to close. We discovered yesterday, or was it the day before? The day before, that there are actually 2 doors that can be closed between the room where I am and the room he's sleeping in. Yeah.
What about doors to another dimension?
It could be. I mean, there are two more doors in this apartment. Only one have I seen open, and the other one is just it could be like a black hole in there, or maybe a wormhole. Was it called the Lost Generation because of World War One? I would think it's rather because World War One is in let me see, 1914, and Lost Generation ended 1900. So between 1883 and 1900. I'm not sure really what happened there. The Boer War. I don't know.
They're lost. Who would they ever be found?
I mean, today they're all in graveyards somewhere. Otherwise, the youngest of them would be 124 years old.
Wow.
Let's ask the internet. The phrase lost generation described the disillusionment felt by many, especially intellectuals and creatives, after the death and carnage of World War I. Look at that. The loss of faith in traditional values and ideas led many who came of age during World War I to become hedonistic, rebellious, and aimless lost. That's according to FamilySearch.org, who is the lost generation. So I have no idea how reliable it is, but it was coined by Ernest Hemingway, and it seems to be a generation of disillusioned young.
Oh, have you ever heard of the Philadelphia experiment?
The Philadelphia experiment. Not sure.
I heard Einstein had something to do with it, where they tried to turn this ship invisible, but it disappeared and they couldn't find them. And some people said they saw them like appear and disappear where they're at.
Say.
Oh, can you look that up? You're the genius.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It seems to be something of a conspiracy kind of idea.
Oh. Did it really happen, or was it just a story?
No, it seems to be something that was just a story. Someone called Carl M. Allen, who was a merchant marine, who claimed to have witnessed the Philadelphia experiment, which were a supposed paranormal event where the US Navy made a ship disappear and teleport. And I mean, I would say, first of all, we can't teleport. We can't teleport objects today. Particles have been teleported, but it's a far cry from that to teleporting objects, because you need them to assemble and you need to be able to guide where they. So we have seen particles like subatomic particles teleport, which means disappearing and then reappearing in a different space or place than they were. But this is something that happens by natural means, so it's not something we could do. And if this had been, in fact, if this Philadelphia experiment had been an actual event, according to him, it was supposed to have taken place in 1943. So that's 81 years ago. If the US Navy had the ability 81 years ago to do that, we would know about it today, and it would be used. First and foremost, it would be used in within the U.S. Army and other armies, other militaries. So either this guy wanted some attention, or his brain, his psyche couldn't handle the war. Something like that, I would say.
That's why I heard about. I heard Einstein had something to do with it. Is that true?
No. But Phantom X says something about. I was thinking of the Manhattan Project, and that's very, very different.
Oh, what was that about?
Development of the atomic bomb, if I'm not misremembering. Yes.
What about
very, very secret?
What if they had the Georgia experiment where they make you go invisible? I remember hearing about that story that they tried to make the ship invisible and they ended up disappearing and they couldn't find out what happened to them, and some people said they see them like a ghost and they disappeared. Have you ever heard of that?
So that was the
Philadelphia.
Yeah, and it never happened. It seems to have been something that this guy, whatever his name was, Carl M. something, came up with. And I would say either he was just looking for attention, or his psyche couldn't handle the experience of war, which is understandable.
Here's the other thing. Do you think? Here's this one thing. Lauren Crown said. Here's these cells that pair and disappear naturally in nature. Have you heard of that? Lauren Krauts talked about it.
I don't know about cells.
Well, I forget what it is.
But as I said, we do know that. Oh, did you, Chuck? I don't remember that. Can you tell me something about what were we talking about?
Yeah, I think he went to the future because right now you're only 21.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
But he can also teleport. He says, "I was teleported." He was born in 1920, however, landed in 1959.
What if yeah, he said, I forgot some things like pair and disappear naturally in nature.
Yeah, subatomic. There are subatomic particles. I don't remember exactly because it has been a few years since I heard about it. But it has been observed in laboratory settings.
One day they could use it to help. Oh, sorry. Do you think one day they could use it to help us pair and disappear in different places?
No, because it's something that we have only observed that it happens. We don't know how, and also it's only these subatomic particles, meaning even if we could do it, not while we're alive, Ian. Well then, Chuck, take me up. on the offer.
But do you think we could learn everything there is to know about our universe if we went back in time to the beginning?
No, I don't think we could learn everything about it, even if we went back in time, because the future is still not. So that there could still be processes that haven't, how shall I say, reached its ultimate conclusion. But in many ways, we can look back through time.
Wow.
Yeah.
We went back in time. I mean, like, could we study the young universe to find out how everything happened?
Yeah, I mean, we sort of have already done that by observing the what's it called? The background, the cosmic background radiation.
What if that radiation came from Aiden's brain?
I think it might have, actually. It would explain a lot. Both about Aiden and about the universe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they went back in time when the universe started. Could they look at how everything developed and stuff? What do you think? Are you a genius?
So that is one of the facts that we have now that only solidifies the expansion event as being the beginning of this universe. I don't know, but I'm very skeptical that we will ever actually be able to understand and know what was before this universe. I mean, with certainty. I think we can develop good models, but I think because we have, as humans, we have a very hard time just imagining.
What would you do if you went back in time and the universe was only 6,000 years old? What would you do?
I would be very, very, very surprised, and I would study the try and find all of the information and study it, because there are so many. It's not like one factor telling us the Earth is older than 6,000 years. It is so many corroborating facts that leads us to that undeniable conclusion. So yeah.
What if you went back in time and found out Big Bad Mama is Buddha?
I would actually not be surprised, or maybe I would be like, I would maybe be surprised, but not in a way that I couldn't like grapple with it. That it would still make sense, I think, because he is kind of like Buddha-like, only not the fat Buddha.
Is it true these other Buddhas are like supposed to be the reincarnation of Buddhas?
Not in reality. No.
Yeah, no, but I mean, in their religion.
In their religion, that is, as far as I understand, what's believed. I don't really understand it because I think someone. Hey, Asso, is it me you're talking about? I don't sound like someone stepped on a cat.
Oh, hi, little guy. But you are a cat. You're
Yes.
a cat woman.
Yes.
But what do you do if you went back in time? You found out that this.
Your stories have changed since you were 22. Well, that's what happens when you grow up and you learn more and you kind of mature and your frontal lobe is developed fully and so on. You have new experience. You should know that, Chuck. You were, after all, part of the lost generation. Wasn't that what we came? Or were you not? Are you lost? Or found?
But what if you're part of the found generation?
Well, if anyone can find Chuck, it should be me. I am an archaeologist after all.
Would you anything like what's the
And no,
internet?
that's not a dig at your age, Chuck. I'm just saying I'm good at finding things.
Well, would you ever like the Indiana Jones? Oh, here's this one lady who's like the female Indiana Jones video game character. Forgot her
Oh,
name.
you mean Lara Croft?
Yeah. Were you anything like her?
Not really. Maybe, perhaps more like her than Indiana Jones, because Indiana Jones, frankly, was just a. Don't you remember what you whispered in my what? I can't see.
What you say?
In my ear. Deviant, don't you remember what you whispered in my ear? Let's see, at 22, what year was that? So, okay, that was that year. Yeah, I do remember, Chuck. Do you? Do you remember what you promised me, Chuck?
Here's one debate I saw. Bob Dinglar, Bob something. He took on Lauren Krauts. You told me never forget.
That is true. That is true.
Forget about what?
Well, Chuck, are you gonna tell him?
Well, would you like to see this one video about Bob Emmerich versus Lauren of the Krauts?
Wait, Brian Dingleberry said something to Lawrence Kraut.
Bob Emmerich, I think. That's a different guy.
Oh,
here's crazy Alex Jones talk about demons.
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon.
That was crazy. He's a crazy little guy. Oh, Pope Anderson.
Pope Anderson.
He became the Pope.
Oh, yeah.
And if those of you who've been Catholic, you know this is real what I'm about to do, okay? All right. Now don't worry, this is clean. This has never been used before, okay? So, all right. All right. Pax Vobiscum! Pax Vobiscum! All right, everybody. This is going to keep the vampires and zombies away.
Yep.
All right, don't worry about zombies and all the different undead creatures, temptations. You won't be tempted anymore. The deliverance doctrine. All right. Pax Vobiscum. All right. Oh, that was a little too much. All right, everyone. Here you are. Here's your holy water. Be sure to cross yourselves regularly. All right. Now you say, well, Pastor Anderson, you're being ridiculous. Yeah, this is no more stupid and ridiculous than what goes on in Roman Catholic churches every Sunday. It's not Christianity. It's not of the Bible. It's not of the New Testament. It's a bunch of hocus pocus today. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, him and Steve Ballmer said that Catholic Church mixed Christianity with paganism.
I think they say that because of the they have all of these the saints.
Do you think so?
I don't so I actually think that the whole concept of paganism and what is and isn't paganism, it's become something of a what's the word? Not a misnomer. It's a way of making something look bad, and won't my brain find the word? Like
I know.
Darn it.
I seen Kent call stuff he doesn't like pagan.
Yeah, and so that wait.
Sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm looking for the word in English, but the word I'm getting suggested is not what I'm looking for.
Oh, here's Steve Anderson trying to fight evolution.
Or an old earth creationism. They don't. My sermon this morning is Behemoth and Leviathan. Behemoth and Leviathan. Now, these are two gigantic beasts that the Bible describes back in the book of Job, what we would probably call today dinosaurs or things that have been discovered since the 1800s, giant beasts that have since gone extinct. And what I want to preach about this morning is these two gigantic beasts in the Bible, Behemoth and Leviathan, and show you how the modern day scientists with their Big Bang and evolution are lying to us. Okay, they're not telling the truth. And there are a lot of people today who believe in what's called a theistic evolution or an old earth creationism. They don't believe that God literally created the world in 6 days, somewhere around 6,300 years ago or something like that. They believe that the earth is millions or billions of years old. And I have a verse for them here in 1 Timothy chapter 6, where the Bible reads in verse 20, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane...
Tim? Is he talking about Tim?
Yeah, he must be.
What do you say? I heard I heard that's mistranslation or something. I forgot. But the Bible wasn't talking about science, because back in the day, science just meant, back in the Bible days, it meant knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, so science, the scientific method, when we say science today, what we actually mean is the scientific method. It's a methodology that's used to kind of, how do you say, to suss out, to understand and how do you say, not figure out the data, but it's a methodology. It's not one thing.
Yeah. Back in the day, I think it used to mean knowledge, and they transfer it as science, but they meant knowledge, and it was supposed to be about the Gnostics. He was supposed to be attacking there. I heard. I remember hearing that. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. The word, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I'm kind of stuck at this other word. I was.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's my brain.
Guess
Yeah.
who's here?
So, who is here?
The moon dolphin.
I did not know there were dolphins on the moon.
Hi, moon dolphin.
Oh, we all have to be quiet, and yet I'm speaking.
No one's supposed to know there's dolphins on the moon.
Oh. I think you should have chosen another nickname. I think it gives it away.
That's a really good point.
But how are you today, Mr. Moon?
Well, I mean, I got exposed just now, so.
Well, you kind of exposed yourself, and you know what we say. You should not expose yourself.
Yeah,
I do remember somebody saying something about that.
How are you today?
I'm good. Just working.
Squirt.
Well,
are you aware of what you're saying, or?
You know, dolphins can't talk, so it's like, what am I saying? You know.
I mean, they can. Haven't you heard them? Like. Oh, that was a cat.
Oh, sorry.
Brother Pike. Here's a guy here named Christopher Pike. Any relations?
There's not any relations, and I wish he were dead.
Okay. Well, tomorrow, what name would you like your show to be called?
I haven't decided. I'll send it over to you before the day's out.
Okay. And what thumbnail would you like?
I also haven't decided that.
Okay. So what's here? Oh, Angry Guy's here. Hi!
Angry Guy. How's everybody doing?
Angry Guy.
Spazzo, am I right?
Yes, that dolphin from the moon. Whatever.
Angry Guy.
Oh.
So we used to get that Steve Anderson guy.
Makes me want to eat dolphin tuna right now. Great.
He disappeared.
And stay out. I took a shower today, Christian, I swear.
Oh, the other day, Lupin said you don't wipe.
Do what?
Yeah, it was crazy. I forgot what time he said, but it was before you came on here. He said you don't wipe.
Like you or like him?
No, I mean wipe when you go to the bathroom.
Well, how would he know? Is he sticking his head in my toilet watching me?
Of course. It's
So his name really means in the ancient Galactian language, pooping.
Yes.
I don't know what
rises over asshole shed, if you know what I mean.
Sorry about that. But how are you today?
I'm good. I was just outside with the dogs for a while, and it's like I'm gonna go inside because I forgot that you were gonna. Or I saw that you were streaming at 4, so I came in. I'm a little bit late, but I'm here as always. Sometimes.
Oh, that's all right.
And poor Chuck is so delirious at his age, having conversations. Yeah.
You travel in the future to talk to Sakas.
Yeah, when I was
22.
22, and then again when I was 26. He says we had a great time talking about the scientific method.
See, and I tried to time travel to get there, but I'm stuck here because my time travel machine is broken.
Oh,
I've been
that's
here like for 30 years.
You should talk to this guy.
I'm sorry.
He's a gangster.
Gangster.
He's a gangster, Steve. Yeah. He's gangster like this guy. Or like this guy. Or like this guy. Bless you, my child.
Ominous, you've got a big butt.
Yeah, Lupin agrees with this picture. I suppose. Oh! Guess who this could be? Father Chuck?
Hello.
Oh, Father
Chuck! Hi.
We missed you.
Yes.
Yeah, we missed you so much. You're shutting the stream down now. No. And that's the show, folks. See you tomorrow.
Chuck's arrived. Time to shut it down.
Father Charles, did you know that? Okay.
No, go ahead, gangster.
Do you know my old channel I have back in 2000? I started 2014. It came back alive again, and I have 320 subs on it, and over thousands of views, like 120,000 views on 20,000 views on a video, and other 6,000 views, all kinds of views.
Well, that's cool.
Is that crazy? What do you think of that, Ron?
But I'd rather talk about when I had a conversation with Deviant when she was
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
That you rudely almost forgot about. Jeez.
What did you talk about?
Well,
it's a secret.
I have to let Deviant say. I'm not gonna.
Ladies first.
No, no, no.
You're a gentleman.
You go ahead.
Well,
I have no secrets.
well then, go
Therefore,
ahead.
you have no lies.
You can spill it. The last thing I remember, Deviant, you were whispering in my ear.
Yeah, get your drunk ass off the floor, Chuck. Now I remember that conversation. The same one you and me had about 14 times 30 years ago.
Was
got stuck in this dimension.
Can't you see I'm fucking paralyzed?
Yeah.
Which I yelled in a
And
dance.
Chuck goes, well, can't you see that it's a compound fracture? And I'm in town?
Oh, man.
And quit playing with it, Deviant. It hurts.
If they only knew, Deviant, right? If they only knew the truth.
Yep. They would.
Or was she the reason you needed a hip replacement?
No, so I was the one who was paralyzed.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, she's like, that was it? wait, seriously, I remember more to this than just this. See, we went to Chalopi's, whatever it is, Chalopi's, had one drink, and now I'm paralyzed on the floor. What the hell happened? This wasn't the day I thought it was supposed to be. And why does it smell like chloroform in here?
Well, that was the only part I was confused about, because I thought I rolled him up pretty good.
Wait till I tell your daughter, Mr. Chucky.
I whispered, "Nighty night, sleep so tight."
Too bad you're white. And from America, because you're not the Swedish, so you're the meatish.
And I said, oh, baby, it was tight.
And she said, take your finger out your own butt.
Oh, I thought that was going to go a whole other direction.
No. I'm almost a gentleman at times. Not quite.
Okay, good. How have you been, Chuck?
I'm doing great.
And did you ever remove the fingers? What I want to know. Are you still walking around with that up your ass?
I think they've been removed. I think. I
At least take it out to wipe it and then put it back or something. Unhealthy.
Anyway, I visited Deviant when she was 22.
Okay.
And then when she was 26. And of course, I was 30 the whole time. We're talking about time travel here.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
And I still, it's up to Deviant, but she whispered something in my ear when she was 26. And then I had to leave because of the time traveling machine.
Oh, no.
So she said, can you make it bigger? You said, yeah, give me a few years, and then you had to leave. That's what she whispered. Hey, Chuck, try Miracle Grow.
Was that you, Chuck?
And I thought I was just drunk.
Oh, man.
No, you look like a black dude.
Yeah, from the waist up.
Look, I'm a famous time traveler, and this is what I get.
Yeah. And Cleopatra didn't treat you this way, did she, Chuck?
No, she didn't.
But then again, historically, Cleopatra was a little nymph, so...
Yeah, and she was pretty.
Deviant was at the top of my list. I'm going to have to go back to Cleopatra, I guess.
Oh, no.
And Cleopatra...
Oh, you were the guy who called me the Queen of Darkness.
I told Cleopatra about Deviant, and Cleopatra said, one day this girl will study my history.
So one of these days, she just might find my ass buried somewhere, literally.
Oh, man.
I actually knew a guy from Canada when I was...
I thought it was Nantucket.
Around
Canada, I'm from the USA.
Yeah. Well, how many Chucks have you been with there? Maybe that's what you whispered to him. You're number 26 on the Chuck list.
Right. He thought I said I was 26, but what I actually said was,
and look, guys, here she is.
Today.
Here she is confusing me with a Canadian.
Next, it's going to be a Mexican.
Well, I just hope it's not Aiden, though.
Oh. He's
I hope so
to
too.
Shave, if that even.
Since it was 20 years ago, he was just a little baby.
20 years ago, he was still a sport.
I didn't say anything. It was your mind going there.
Oh, man. This is rough.
I know.
I'm not a Canadian though, Deviant. Born and
Well,
bred
you
in
could have
USA,
fooled me.
redneck USA.
Yeah. Trump 2024, drill baby drill. That might have been your
Drill,
first
baby,
clue.
drill.
Oh, but the Canadian guy called me Queen of Darkness. Mm-hmm.
I'm
So
telling
what
you.
was you think? You're Aretha Franklin and, can sing with the backup black band?
Well, come on, Deviant. We've met a couple times in time in the darkness.
That is true. That is true. But what did I whisper to you?
We're still on that. I thought we were established.
No, no, no. I told you it was very important and you should
It was. Make it
get
bigger.
it.
You think Cleopatra's going to put up with something that small? No, we got to help him out. Help your brother out. Queen of Darkness.
I'll have you know, Asa, that I'm actually very cordial with my time visitors.
I can see it now. Chuck enters. Now entering Time Traveler 1762 to see the Queen of Darkness. Sir Chuck.
No, you're gonna have to say what you whispered, Deviant.
I said, never forget, I told you so. We will meet again.
That's right.
That is
See,
right.
it wasn't all that as though.
My story's better though. In her head, she was probably thinking, "Make it bigger." I can see something small in the dark. I'm a cat. I can see in the dark, dude.
Exactly.
And I told her when she whispered that as though, one day they will invent the blue pill.
And she'll say, "And Chuck, one day that pill ain't gonna help you because it's not big enough."
I miss coming on these streams.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't realize that I should have stayed away longer. Damn it! I didn't miss it. I thought it was a 3 o'clock stream, and it's a 4 o'clock stream. Damn it! Well, we'll just time travel to 5 o'clock.
Are you going to ever have another show?
No, you never know about me. No, I might.
Someday, when the time is right.
When the time is right.
And Mod. And Deviant turns 32 so he can visit her again.
Right.
It's been 6 years. Come on now. She shaved her legs for 32 and you didn't even show up. That was
Well, I did show up again. Deviant, do you remember when you were 29?
I do.
Remember that walk in the park we did?
Yes, but it wasn't in the town I live in.
Right, it wasn't. You're right.
Yes.
Did they have padded cells?
Yeah, it was very. It was kind of not soul stirring, but very. We had very deep talk that night. Very spiritual.
In other words, he gave you gas. Just say what you mean.
Okay, yeah, I desperately had to fart the entire time.
Farting. No,
and then Chuck was the one who ended up going away with the fart.
Oh.
Yeah, remember I had to run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
No, last Wednesday, I was streaming the first time for a while. I did trivia, and one of the questions was I couldn't wait to find Deviant to ask her the next day, but something about in Swedish, what are the words for entrance and driveway? So I asked her because the answer just seemed really, really, really out there. And the answer was, and I'll mispronounce it, but at least in Americanese, it's infart and upfart.
Yep.
So now everything, and she said that fart means speed in Swedish. So that's where you get the farting. Speed farting. Because she's a fart talker. And thinker.
Well, anyway, if Azo can shut up for 2 seconds. He sounds like
that's
Aiden.
impossible.
But anyway, when you were 29 and I visited, you whispered something in my ear that night too. But it was in Swedish, and of course I don't speak Swedish, so what was it exactly?
Oh.
God, this is going to be better.
Oh.
We're expanding the story.
I think it could have been.
Could you say it first in Swedish and then translate
Yeah.
it? Okay.
So I think it was Hörru gubbstrutt, kan du sluta och besöka mig så här utan att tala om vad du heter? Det börjar bli ganska obehagligt faktiskt.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It even sounds dirty. Probably means don't forget to flush before you leave or something.
No, more took into, can you stop visiting me without telling me your name? It's starting to be quite creepy.
Yeah, I love you too, darling.
I sound like we need to stop meeting like this.
Let me give you some Southern USA. I love you too, darling. Go to hell.
This is kind of getting weird that we're meeting so much. My
said,
husband's starting to get suspicious.
I looked at the moon and I whispered, "Look at the moon. It's your home."
With the dolphins.
And then he took off with a fart.
Aww.
And I thought I would never see him again. I'm so happy we have reunited.
Yes.
And I was only kidding about it becoming creepy. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm going to
hasn't ended yet with Chuck.
That's why I'm going to visit Cleopatra later tonight.
You don't understand her either, but hey, she's fine.
Well, I mean, she speaks Greek. She speaks 7 languages, Greek being one of them.
Let me tell you something. Cleopatra is a good time.
Parker?
Yes.
Are you calling 26-year-old me wholesome? Because you might be the first.
Well,
you should have started visiting just a little bit earlier, Chuck, from the sounds of it.
Compared to Cleopatra, yes, you're very wholesome.
They're having a show today, the PGs.
Oh, boy.
You've got a show tonight.
Oh, that's tomorrow. But
I think it was today. Let me double check.
No, it was today.
Are the PGs live from the North Pole with Rudolph and all his reindeer friends?
They tried to get you come on last night, right, Charles?
What?
Did they try to get you come on last night?
Yeah. And then I said I'd debate Stephen on church history, and he didn't comment anymore. So I think I even got as bold to say, "Come on, Stephen, I want to come on and mop the floor with you."
just 1 second, guys. Gigi.
Yeah.
You said tomorrow is your brother Pike one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, and it says it's scheduled for today at 7:30.
Oh. So I meant to make it for tomorrow.
Right, to 8th. Just so you know.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow.
Okay. I'm glad I said something then, because it's like I was going to go looking forward to it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
Kind of like Chuck did when he looked forward to meeting Deviant again at 29.
I don't know. I'll probably be with Cleopatra, but I'll try to think her up.
Well, you know what the heck? Time travel's a bitch. We understand, Chuck.
So you have to understand that I'm older now, and Cleopatra kind of frozen in time. So
So is Cleopatra, baby. She's 28 every time I visit her.
She's getting bony, I've heard.
Yeah, I can understand why Caesar was getting pissed about it. Hey, the dude shows up every day at the same time.
I don't know. Once you start drinking that Egyptian beer, it just she looks better and better with every goblet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, that is true. Ask Sekhmet. She drank it, and it was good for humanity, but bad for her.
No, anything it scares me when I visit Cleopatra. It's that damn asp in the corner of the room.
If she's got an asp in her hand, run like hell, dude, because you're in trouble. I don't care what kind of apps she has. One in her hand, that's the one I'm worried about. Not that ass she's sitting on.
Oh, man. Anyway, she told me to bring a friend too next time.
Great, I get the ugly sister.
Oh no! Her sister was dead.
No, with my luck, it's going to be her brother or something.
But he was dead too.
Can you come over and hang out with Talman for a while while we babysit while me and Chuck go do our thing? Now we know how he died so young. Gosh, comes out history.
He was buried in his jammies.
Oh, Miss Outcast. This one's about title Evolution Doesn't Work, Prove Us Wrong. Who's taking a hand? I'll be right here.
Oh. Crikey. Evolution doesn't work. Well, it
prove us wrong by being blocked and not being able to talk.
Right.
It's our new policy. We're the petty boys.
They're the prolapse boys. Don't Google it. Mark did. He's never recovered.
Yeah, he's still not recovered from Maud. What do you mean? And vice versa.
Yes, I'm
sir.
figuring on visiting Cleopatra tonight, but I'm headed over to Queen Elizabeth I tomorrow.
Oh, I heard he's a good time.
Well, I hope so, understand this. She called herself the Virgin Queen. So
yeah.
I got to undo that shit.
Deviant, this is a time traveler's joke. You may not get this one. Just remember, Upchuck, take time to recover from Cleopatra before you go see the Queen.
Well, I figure since she's the Virgin Queen, she wouldn't notice if I recovered or not.
Yeah, just slap her that little noodle. Yeah. Hello, Your Majesty. Swap. What the hell was that? Oh no, it wouldn't be that. That was Queen just got smacketh with his meateth.
But I think the planning is perfect, actually, because if you were to go to Queen Elizabeth first and then Cleopatra, you might have an issue there. I mean, her little theater boy kind of did
what was his name? I'm trying to. Oh man.
I don't know.
Begins with a D. A D.
The big D?
Big D.
No, Elizabeth told me he had a little D, but anyway.
The D stories are all blown out of proportion.
Little Dilly with his little Willie.
Oh,
no wonder he had such a big horse. He was compensating.
Man, I forget his name. I do remember when I saw Elizabeth. First time.
I'm worried because maybe he didn't remember what you guys
He
talked
was
about.
he was
Again,
standing
trying to
right at
get
the
you to
bedroom door, and she slammed the door in his face and said, "Good night." And I
Micro
forget
D.
his name. At least Elizabeth didn't have an asp in the corner.
You know what? Now that I think of it, the more and more pictures, paintings I see in history, the more and more the children are beginning to look like Chuck.
It makes sense to me.
Look at this King Charles over there. The 47th.
Little Robert Dudley.
Dudley, that's it.
Yes.
But see, I couldn't hear his name completely as she was slamming the door and telling him, "Good night, Dudley." She said something like that.
Now I'm looking at pictures of King Chuck. Wow, Chuck, I'm beginning. There's some similarities here, bud.
Cut your cuckas.
Why are they all holding bottles of Miracle Grow, though? I don't understand that.
Oh, man.
Poor little Dingleberry. I mean Dudley.
Yeah, I remember Dudley now prancing around in his tights and shit.
Yep.
I had blue jeans on when I visited. And cowboy boots.
Demon clothes.
Dudley prancing around in them tights, and I don't know. I just couldn't wear
with his cod piece.
Yeah, don't let Chuck lie. He was running around in his one piece too with the back door flap down. Miracle Grow a roundup.
That's what Elizabeth said as she was slamming the door. After tonight, Dudley, I am not the Virgin Queen anymore.
And whoever thou takest my flower does not realize that was my belly button in the beginning.
And then the whole British royal line started with that night. See, Elizabeth secretly had a baby that history don't record. Anyway, I better shut up. I'm letting secrets out. I'm letting secrets out.
King Chuck the First. I guess it would be Prince Chuck back then. Little Chucky, as they said. Little wee Chuck.
And then Chucky was born. Chucky.
Hey, Jack, Chucky's back.
God save the king. He did kind of inherit Elizabeth.
Really?
King Charles I.
Right.
Was the son of, what was his name? James IV. No, James VI.
Right.
Who inherited or took the throne after Elizabeth. And his son was Charles I.
Right.
Well, if Trump wins, we'll have our own king.
Well, that's good, Dan, but I don't want to take this too serious. I only pop back in time from time to time when I get horny, and
he gets back for 30 seconds.
My first stop is always with Cleopatra. But damn, I hate to say it again, that asp in the corner always scares me. I don't know why.
Yeah. You're just afraid what you want to put it.
It would scare me too. I would wonder what is she doing with it before you get there.
And why is it all
warm up
up?
Or what?
I just thought she was kind of kinky at first, but she's always, every time I visit, there's that asp in the corner.
But to be fair, you say you visit her every day, the same
Well,
day.
not every day. I do have to recover every other day.
Well, no, but you said she's always 28 when you go see her. So she hasn't matured yet to get to the Cobras yet.
Yeah. And she likes how women shave their legs in the future. I had to take her back a few razors.
Beat back the bush. What is this devilish razor you want? It makes my legs stubbly.
Well, I will have you know that Cleopatra most likely shaved not just her legs, but her entire body.
She does now.
Wax on, wax off. Oh, she probably hated you when you introduced her to the wax.
But thank you for that, asshole. I rescheduled it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Good.
Brother Pike just.
That's what I told Cleopatra last night, DJ.
Oh, Father Charles, would you ever like to do a teaching on the show?
You too busy time traveling, boy.
What do you want me to teach about?
Church history.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That ass in the corner. Back that ass up.
I thought you wanted me to teach about Cleopatra.
What if this outcast is the new Patrick? What if she's a new one?
Oh, I thought you said what if Deviant was a dude? Well, who says she's not? We already know she is. Duh.
Well, I
That's
can
what
say
you really
this:
wish
when I visited Miss Outcast, I think it was recently. Cleopatra ain't got nothing on Miss Outcast.
Thank you.
Pass your ass out.
But Deviant, why do you have an asp in the corner of your room too?
I just want you to feel at home. Don't worry.
Be happy. Here's a
Oh,
little song she wrote. It goes something like this.
Yeah.
I gotta find out what rhymes with asp. Grasp.
Grasp.
Keep your asp in grasp, so don't worry. Be happy.
Have you ever heard of or met Miss Lincoln, Cindy Lincoln?
Of course, I know Cindy.
Oh,
nice ass.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mary Lincoln. I was going to say I visited her one time too.
I mean, Cindy Lincoln. Yeah, you must have met her back in the earlier days when Mark used to do a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I visited Mary Lincoln the night after the assassination.
Oh no! You didn't even wait till the body got cold. Wow! I got an history, and here it is, Mary Todd. Here I am.
I'm in a rare mood, Gigi. Go ahead.
How you been today?
Hard. What do you mean? You've just been traveling. Come on.
I'm getting wound up. I'm seeing Maria Antoinette tonight.
Yeah, I heard she keeps an asp in the corner too, so you're screwed there too.
Nah, Chuck's gonna eat her cake.
They talk.
I have a question for you, Miss Outcast and Asshole. Could you these guys?
Well done, Deviant.
Thank you.
Oh, could you guys prove these guys wrong? Evolution doesn't work. Prove us wrong.
You can't prove something to somebody that's not listening, Gigi.
That is
what you
true.
say? I'm just joking.
Oh.
Good
I'm taking
one.
Gigi off my friends list. No.
No.
Get a little spicy there, Gigi. I like it. Yeah, he's just sitting there saying, well, wait till I start telling you about the girls I've been with ass in the corner. And in the bed.
Hey, Azzo, I only go out with famous ladies.
Yeah, you don't do less than queens and goddesses, and yeah, okay.
Well,
But really, how would you date after Cleopatra? It's like, yes, I used to date Cleopatra. Oh, it's you. Jane Doe, average. Ew. And then how would a woman be able to compete with Cleopatra?
Well, they can. Well, plus, you think, how can a man be so good that Cleopatra? I showed up with a 12-pack of Miller Lite. So.
Yeah, you're worried about her more taste, less filling. Y'all going to hell. I don't get her. You're going to hell. Repent and ask no more.
And with, like, tonight I see Maria Antoinette. I'm taking some boxed wine. She thinks it's the greatest thing.
Cheese crackers, box wine. You got it hooked up. She thinks it's the best meal and drinking.
They think I'm wonderful. What can I say? What can I say?
My art's thou wine squared, thou squire.
And Elizabeth I, I took a. I don't know if I can say this live, but I'm going to anyway. I took a dildo. A vibrator.
Oh, you brought Aiden with you, then, is what you're saying.
She said, Chuck, I will love you forever, baby. Out went Dudley and King Chucky.
And now you know why they call it wood. That's all they had back then.
Well, I mean,
you can ask her, bring her the
wood is better than the ass.
No, Gigi, delete this stream after we're off.
Or put it in a vault and you can blackmail him later. When they bring Chuck in to get mentally evaluated, you can bring this tape in and say, see, he thinks he really is a time traveler.
No, I can't show this to Marie tonight. Because I talk too much about Cleopatra and Elizabeth. But anyway.
A first name basis.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, well, I try to get the big stuff out of the way quick.
Yeah, she's away from the big stuff. She's like, can you bring back that wood dildo? I kind of like it. Chuck gets his feelings hurt a lot because he hears, are you in yet? A lot.
What if I asked Steven if he would come on here and debate you?
Oh, I will definitely do that because I want to mop the floor with him for all to see. So anytime, unless I have some big coming up, Gigi. Yeah, anytime be good with me.
Yeah, I remember him saying that that Catholic mixed Christianity with paganism.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
What do I think about him? He's clueless. How's that? He's clueless to history and church history. He has no idea. I even told him last night, study up. Because if you want to debate me, it's going to be a hard way for you, brother. So, anyway.
Oh, so you're going to bring your ass.
Oh, yeah. He's
Like
always bragging what a historian he is. Well,
yeah.
debate me. Come on, bring it on. I will.
I'd like
I'll
to hear
mop the
that
floor
debate.
with him.
That's
And
kinda cool.
I'm usually not this, this is horrible, mean, whatever. I'm not. I'm a...
Yeah, but can you actually, would the debate be on his channel, though, is what I'm wondering. Or does he debate outside
Oh,
of
no, I'll do it on Gigi's channel or Mod's channel. No, I won't. I will not.
Right,
debate
that's what I was gonna say.
his
Yeah.
channel. Nope.
Yeah, that would be great to see.
So I know he's listening. So there you go, Stephen. So come, let me mop the floor with you.
Yes, historians, nerdy. Yeah, and nerdy is in on the box wine. Just so you know. Oh, box red wine. Only the best for nerdy.
That's for Marie.
In other words, you're a rodent. You get the white wine. Sorry, nerdy. Rodents can be picky. I guess they can, because they can pretty much go in your cupboard and get what they want.
Well, they can.
Try living in the country, then tell me they can't. We got traps and all sorts of stuff. I mean, they're not bad this year for some reason. Probably because we didn't have any water or rain.
But you know the biggest surprise I found out about Cleopatra? I thought I would surprise her by saying, Cleopatra, because I'm from the future, of course. And I said, Cleopatra, we know you're Greek. You're from Greece. A descendant of Alexander the Great. And she goes, no. She says, I'm from Sweden.
Well, that's where goddesses are born.
What if she's
Vivian, are you a goddess? You just haven't told us quite yet.
Well, there could
With
be
your
a
cat
few
nipple
things.
showing on your picture every time. I can't. Can you take those things? Did they not take nipples back in Egyptian times?
Of course.
Well, they didn't do that day. Oh. Hey, cat, sit still. Okay, meow. Can you do something about the nipples? Meow.
Well, I got to go, guys. It's been fun.
Oh, thank you.
Good talking
Wow.
to you, DJ.
Yep.
I'll see you anytime.
See, he doesn't last very long. Cleopatra.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Missed you.
I hope you have another show one day.
Yes.
one day.
Me too.
You know, before
Someday
you
when it
croak like
feels
me.
right. When
Look
you
in your
feel like
history
a
books.
truck.
I was the first one to stream in 1959.
No, you're the first one to
No.
scream back with Cleopatra. Gosh, you're not doing this right, dude.
Pissing in the stream is not the same as when we're talking about streaming today. I'm just
Right.
if there were confusion, I don't know. No,
For some
but Chuck,
reason-
we've missed you. I've missed you, and whenever you feel like having a stream, you know we're gonna be joyous and
Yeah,
happy.
let's clean up this chat talk a little bit. Come on, before Christian shows up.
Is that
Father
I am appalled that you
Yeah.
Christians would do this like deviant.
What in the world? To what do we owe the honor, Father Chuck?
Uh-oh.
Time travel.
You want to go with me tonight and meet Marie Antoinette?
Say no, it's a trick. You'll be divorced.
I feel like yes is the answer.
You want to be married when you come back. Put it that way.
You know, it ain't much of a marriage now, is it, Azo? It's a sham.
Because you and Christian you and Christian.
Wait, what?
Talking to Christian. You and your damn names, buddy. I'm talking about nothing. But you and Aiden are the same persons we've decided. You're not really married. That's your mom that was on bed rest the other day.
No, yeah. I mean, I live at home with my parents, and I made my family up.
Shit, there you go.
Now, Pike, I haven't forgot about you. Just the other night, I don't know how many nights ago.
Oh, I don't want to hear this.
I was laying by the Nile with Cleopatra. And I looked up at the moon, and I said to Cleopatra, doesn't that look like a dolphin moon?
See, and I appreciate that. I would say that. It's a good sentiment. But maybe do forget about me.
So we're up to 2.7 dolphin. Wow.
Yeah,
What
2.7.
happened to the rest of them?
Well, there's a spectrum of dolphins.
Oh, you're the teachers. Are you gonna have a teaching on that sometime?
Yeah, I
The
mean,
moon dolphin?
I probably won't.
Oh, come on! In conjunction with Satan or something.
No, I probably will. Yeah.
Bye, Chuck.
I am putting together a 2 or 3 part series on Satan.
Yeah, I was all set to do that tonight, and then to find out that it's tomorrow.
Well, I'll be lucky if I can get to it tomorrow, but I'm gonna try.
Don't wear yourself out. We'll wait.
No, we won't. Yeah, we
We'll just time travel. Come on, we got time travel. Chuck left.
Well,
us
I
the
have to
key.
go down to Augusta in the morning and do some more hurricane damage stuff, but I think I'll be back in time.
Here you come. We're giving you a hard time, and you're like, "Oh, I'm just going to go away and be kind of a hero," and we're sitting here feeling
Superman
bad, and
Yeah, like a
it's all your
superhero.
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, you make
Yeah,
sure a
I like that.
superhero that you're going to ignore the chat. You're just going to tell us how great you are.
Yeah,
Great.
hero, that seems like a
I feel like you are Aiden now. Come on, Aiden, keep telling us how great you are for everything you know.
Well, look at this. This is the guy you're going to be talking about.
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
Wait, what? Come again? How many
You're going to do an exorcism tomorrow night.
What do I do, Lord?
I feel like
Destroy the child.
frogs gay.
Corrupt them all. What do I?
He said that
they're
there's
definitely turning the frogs gay.
He said,
Gigi, is that Venom that's talking there?
He said the devil, they're demons.
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients.
Can we have Alex Jones on sometime?
Oh no, gosh.
No.
That's why we need Mod to start following him next.
No, I want to have him on like a lot.
I think he is on a lot.
Yes. And I think
I mean,
there's
he's
a
on
demon in that
shrooms
boy.
a lot. Like, I think he put shrooms on his coffee.
Said it's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're freaking interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not freaking humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon.
What does it mean that he's interdimensional?
Where'd our truck go?
I want to hear
Gigi,
more about
you cut out the GD part of that? I mean, not that it offends me, but maybe other people that are Christian would be looking at that and say, "Oh my gosh!"
I thought Alex Jones was supposed to be a Christian. Why is he saying it?
That's what I thought too. But yeah. You understand what I'm saying? You can keep it in there, Gigi. I'm not criticizing you for it, but just your audience might appreciate that part moved out. Does that make sense, Gigi?
Yeah.
Okay. Or keep it in. Just it's up to you.
Okay, but yeah, he called Harry Clinton.
So funny as heck, though, Gigi. Demon. It's Venom. I swear that's got to be Venom's voice.
Kill the child. I'm the hero.
We know
deserves.
That trout has a demon.
Don't even talk about that trout.
And here's this guy called Christopher Pike. He says he's the evil twin of you. Is that true?
Okay, I think it's probably also a trout.
Peter. Oh, is it? I thought that might be Peter. But then again, Peter never showed up that day, so maybe it wasn't him.
I think it
I
might
know
be.
who all of them are, but it's like, who are any of us? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Well, it's sad because it used to be everybody was mod, and now or Christian, or now it's like no one really knows, especially with Phantom. Phantom still is the king of trolling after that one. He had you so still had you
That
so
was so good.
that was
And I was so scared that it was going to come out that it was one of the Proverbs guys, and I was like, oh no, because I'll have to respect
Oh
him.
yeah, I remember you saying that. So, I'd give him kudos for that. That's a good
I
one.
would.
Yeah,
I
but
would
I don't
hate
want
it,
to.
man.
Yeah. So Phantom
Those are
actually
like the-
saved you, but he
It's
also
like the
trolled you.
Proverbs guys.
The petty boys.
Oh,
Problems, boys.
do you know tonight they're having a PG show of evolution is wrong, prove us. Well, does it work? Prove us wrong.
See, I had to go to therapy for months for this. Like, I can't allow myself to slip back in. It's like picking up the needle again, man.
Yeah, keep
I've
proving
got to do
wrong.
the intervention already. Sorry, Gigi. Go
Oh,
ahead.
that's right. Go ahead. Yeah. What do you think of that, asshole? Could you prove them wrong?
Yeah, prove them wrong, Ezra.
Oh, I could show them where they're wrong. Like I said, you can't prove or show or even have a discussion with somebody that doesn't listen to begin with.
Oh,
it's just like when I was talking to, who was it the other day? Josh or somebody or
Lupin?
Maybe it was Lupin. When I said, yeah, it was. Thank you. It was Lupin. You know, he got mad at me, but I don't care. It's like, you don't have to believe something, but at least know the basics of something to argue against it.
Correct.
You know, because you make yourself look like a fool. You know the whole saying, show me you don't know what evolution really is by not saying you don't know what evolution is.
That's
it just
not
makes
the old
a better,
saying,
wholesome conversation, when both parties are on the same term line. You still have to try to define.
But I've never seen a strawberry bring forth a chimpanzee in one generation,
Once again, you got to remember, my parents, my mom was a strawberry and my dad was the rock. So I'm a strock. Technically.
You look like a strock.
I am. I'm the biggest strock you'll ever see. So that makes me like the mother.
Hey, have you ever heard the song "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay" by Otis Redding?
Otis Redding.
Yeah, I love that song, right? So, oh yeah, I love that song. So, anyways, I was thinking about Lupin, as I often do.
Because he lives there rent free.
And I was like, hey, he's sitting on the dock because he's gay. And I just kind of sort of did that with everything that semi-rhymed at this point.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Is it?
On the dock
What about
because
you,
you're
Miss Outcast? Could you prove them wrong?
How can you ruin a song like that, though? Now, Christian, now I think I'm anti-dolphin. He knows what I'm saying. He knows dolphin just like me.
See, now you'll never hear that song the same. Like, I just ruined Otis Redding for you.
You did. So I'm going to sit there and be bopping down the road, sitting on the dock because you're gay. And the car next to me was like, what the hell? You don't even know the words. I said, oh, no, I know the Brother Pike song. And you
Maybe we should make a song out of that.
So much for that one.
Yeah, can you ruin something else like my birthday song, maybe? No, I don't have one.
It's like, hey, you ever heard of the Beatles? Hey, listen to this.
I'm not I love the Beatles and where they're placed in history, but I'm not really a big Beatles fan. I was more because my dad was really into like 50s and 60s music. Gene Pitney, the Byrds, Mom and the Papas, Fifth Dimension, but I never got into the Byrds.
To be honest.
Yeah. What's the other? Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, I won't even tell. I shouldn't even tell you this because you'll probably ruin it. But I love the Age of Aquarius.
I'm definitely
by Fifth Dimension. But I'm afraid now you're gonna be the age because you're gay. You're gay.
No, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's right now. It's the Age of Aquarius. You know what I mean?
Oh, there we go. That's even better. Oh my God. I'm getting canceled for laughing at this, but it's
the Age of Aquarius.
Like I said, there's two songs you ruined for me. I'm gonna go to a alphabet community convention, a rally, and they're gonna have the song playing normally, and I'm gonna say, "You're all just because you're gay."
Oh man, the Age of Aquarius. It came to me like a vision.
The Day of Aquarius. No, the gays of Aquarius.
Oh man, that's
probably a good thing Robin ain't here because she'd be tearing your shit up.
Yeah, I know. And BBM gets mad too. Forgive me, BBM.
That's true. Forgot about BBM. Them I do respect, but I'll still say because that's funny. Hey,
well, I'm from Georgia and I don't really care. Like, we're not woke down here, but I still like those guys.
No, yeah, you're all racist down there. We know that.
Yeah, we don't care about any of that stuff. You know what I mean? We still know that like white people built Europe and stuff.
Yeah. And you still think we should all own slaves, right?
You
That might be
can't
going
cancel
too
people
far.
like me because it's like water off a duck's back.
Yeah. Well, I still think we should have slaves down here in 2024. You know, the heck with human rights. I'm Christopher friggin' Pike. Oh, Chuck's back from time traveling. He's been gone for 13 years. We just didn't know it.
Oh my God, what a good parking spot. Yeah, I just got the king's parking spot, baby.
Thank you, darling.
Wait, I heard the age of Aquarius. Were you guys talking about the proverb guys?
We were.
Actually, no. Kristen was trying to read every song that I like for me. How about Metallica, Justice for All? Can you do that? Oh, Justice and We All Got Balls. There we go.
Look, I didn't even want to give you the one that I had for it. But look, I got to go buy Tammy birthday presents because her birthday's tomorrow. But I'll talk to you guys later.
Is that your mom? The one that
Lord, we said happy birthday.
I will tell her, Logan.
Is she feeling
better?
better?
But I'll tell her that Azzo said, I hope she doesn't have a happy birthday.
Oh, and she'll probably love me for it because most women hate birthdays. So there we go. I'm in like Flynn. I'll be her.
Oh yeah, she's as old as me now. Now I can be like, oh girl, you old.
Oh, I gotta turn you. I gotta trade you in for 2 15-year-olds, girl.
Time to get the new model.
Gotta train those things for about 5 years. They'll be ready.
The lease ran out. Boy. All right, I gotta go, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Yep.
Oh,
my
my
first
goodness.
holiday. Oh, he got divorced. His wife left him in a time machine. Oh no, my bestie heard me for this. Oh my God.
Here
sorry,
I am
bestie.
looking on Cleopatra's ear.
Oh,
And
God, here we go again. Wait a second. Wait. How do you, Chuck? Seriously, how do you expect to visit Deviant if you're talking about all these other girls from the past?
I mean,
she'll just be better when I arrive.
Yeah, and she'll say stuff like, get the fudge out. When she whispers in your ear this time,
I'm going to say, get the fudge out, get those sassy ladies over here, and let's have a party.
There you go.
And then can you leave so we can have fun?
No, but seriously, the reason I returned, here I was looking on Cleopatra's ear, as I said. And I left my phone on, which is my time-traveling instrument. But anyway, so I hear something about the age of Aquarius, and damn, they're talking about the proverb guys. I got to find out. So here I am.
No, he roomed sitting on the dock of the bay for me, and obviously age of Aquarius. I almost said it again by accident. Oh my gosh.
So I left Cleopatra high and dry just to come back here.
So you can learn how to make her moist?
Well, no, actually, she was very wet. But anyway.
You said high and dry. You can't have it both ways, Mr. Chuck. I'm Mr. Obvious.
Oh, dude, you can have it both ways when you're a time traveler.
Deviant does, so what the hell?
Right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Here, I need to show you guys a song I made on the thing just for you, asshole.
Oh God.
You said I'm dark because you are gay.
I am so going to get canceled now for sure. Wow. If the alphabet community wasn't enough, this is going to push them over the edge.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's funny as heck. Thank you, gangster.
You're welcome. I got it from. I got the idea from Brother Pike.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be teaching us things about the Bible and God, not how to corrupt poor little Gigi.
Gigi, you have to do a song when Chuck met Cleopatra.
And the Virgin Queen, and Anne Margaret, Maria Antoinette, and the Deviant. Although we may not want to tell Mr. Soot about this one. Mr.
Hey, guys,
gonna get kind of hot. You talking about his girl like that?
As you keep saying this stuff, but think about it. Deviant is in very good company here.
She is. Wait, explain that to the other man. Yeah, like he's. Oh yeah. Well, hell, if Chuck could get Cleopatra, sure enough, he can have my deviant girl. As he's holding his shotgun.
Oh, but you see, we're not allowed to own shotguns. But he is a really good marksman.
Maybe that's why he wanted me to send him one. He said something about large ammo capacity.
Shh. You weren't supposed to say that out loud, asshole. It was going to be a surprise.
No, it'll be a surprise. We're talking about Chuck. He can't remember what he had for breakfast, girl.
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but this could be a very historical comment. Cleopatra grabbed onto my junk and said, "I see nothing has changed in the future."
So you drove your Ford to the future or to the back? So she grabbed your junk, so she grabbed your car or truck. Because Ford is junk. I will find a workaround somehow, Chuck. I don't care.
You're doing good, Az.
Time out. Can we take a break? This is kind of hard on me.
Well, now that I think about it, you were probably the ass in the corner.
All I heard Cleopatra ask me is, how do I feel about pegging?
As though the cuck.
Yeah, you'll think cuck as my, yeah. Although, I'll warn you now, Chuck, it's kind of like when you go to the doctor and the nurse says you're going to feel a small prick. It's going to be about the same thing, but you're not going to enjoy it. Ooh, what does ass milk taste like? Damn, it's like calling somebody ass face and saying, how does it taste? Who cares?
Well, now I understand. Cleopatra coined the phrase when she said, "Chuck, I would die 1,000 deaths for you. Keep coming back." As
it's a bit like tarantula mouth, nerdy.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm dead. It's
you're
only
just my type, Deviant. I'm headed over there. Chucky's going to Sweden.
That's good. That's good.
It looks like Mr. Kettle's going to work.
Perfect timing.
Coincidence? I think not.
No, he ain't going anywhere. Who's sucking your feet?
What? Well, sucking feet?
All the guys that are just ears.
Cleopatra loves that stuff. How'd you know that, Davian?
Well, you're not the only one who gets around.
He might be the only one that travels centuries or millennium away, but yeah, other people get up. Like I was telling you, when I was on my journey, in my walk in faith, yeah, I used to sing a song all the times. You probably don't remember it, or maybe you do. It was called "Sitting on the Dock Because You're Gay." Oh
yeah. Sitting on the whatever,
yeah. You might be a lover, but you're sure not a singer, Chuck.
Brother Pike made a song about that. Brother Pike made a song about that.
I don't doubt it.
Oh, there's one more thing I got to say about Dudley. I just remembered from my travels. There's Dudley in the hallway, right? down to Elizabeth's chamber. You know what I mean. Anyway.
Her
So
chamber, yeah.
I smell this, and I said, by the way, Dudley, you stink. When's the last time you bathed? A month ago? 6 months ago? Go take a bath. I'm going to sit here with Elizabeth. And anyway, one thing led to another, and, well, anyway. She wasn't the Virgin Queen anymore, so anyway.
Brother Pike.
Yes.
I did the
Oh,
song.
Pike's back. Cool.
I did your song. You sent on the dock because you're joyful and happy.
That's good. that I'm sure that will reach a lot of people.
That probably more than sitting on the dock because you're gay.
Some of us are sitting on the dock with the Lord as those. So,
Let's witness to
keep
people
that
in the
to
alphabet
yourself.
community and sing the song and see what kind of reaction you happen to get in your street ministries, Mr. Pike.
Look, sometimes they stone us.
I can't laugh or I'll be canceled again. Oh, wait, what am I caring? I didn't care the first time.
One more mark and you'll get a demerit.
One more mark and I get the alphabet community steak knife set.
Oh, sorry.
Pike, it's your fault I came back on the panel here.
Okay, why's that?
Singing the Age of Aquarius.
Well, I do take full responsibility for that.
I thought you all were talking about the proverb guys, so.
Well, I'm not really sure what age they're in. Stone is the one that mostly comes to mind.
Yeah.
The age of Estonia.
The age of no brains.
No brainios.
So did Steven ever suck up to you and try to make up again?
Yeah.
Because he's done it 10 times, right?
Wow, you are bigger. You
well,
don't need no
this,
blue pill.
I turned him down like I have many women in my travels through the
What in the world? That's good to know.
Once you go Egyptian, you don't go back. That's not what I've heard. Or Greek, or however you want to say to be accurate.
I mean, it is in the Bible.
Father Chuck,
Once
just
you
because
go
there's not a
Egyptian.
specific restriction, you still should not be smoking pot as a priest.
Why not? Where's that in the Bible, place?
Give me some time and I'll find it.
Nerdy has got the song title of the day. The Age of Cornholio.
Oh, I can tell you, Pike, Cleopatra loves me. Maria Antoinette loves me. And, of course, Elizabeth, that red-haired baby.
And Chuck finally figured out that it was me standing in the corner dressed as an out.
Well, that's good.
He's been scared for millennia.
I mean, not for
over
my
this
psyche.
Yeah. The hard part, though, is every time that Cleopatra calls me, say, hurry up, Chuck's coming over today. Can you stand in the corner again?
Oh,
it makes it better for me.
Look, we interrupt this broadcasting to bring you this information. They now offer Baja Blast freezes.
Ooh.
What in this world?
Ooh.
I'll have 6.
Another breaking story. Cleopatra likes boxed red wine.
No. That's Marie Antoinette, Azo.
Oh, I can't keep your women straight. Playa gonna play.
That sounds more like Debbie.
In Dallas? You're not supposed to know about those movies, Mr. Pike.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Debbie traveled a lot like Chuck. There he goes. Bye. Stay out.
Boom.
And Debbie said, stay out. She's about to do Alabama.
Wait a minute. I'm going through my black book here. Let's see. Debbie. See if I've been with any Debbies.
Well, if you met one on the internet, I hate to tell you, that wasn't Debbie. That was Peter.
Oh, wait. No, that's not Debbie. That's Joan of Arc.
Wait.
She arced me as a...
At least it wasn't an asp. And here's an update from Nerdy. Once you go Greek, you forget how to speak.
No, Joan didn't have no asp in the corner. But let me tell you what, it bothered me when I looked out the window and saw all these French soldiers outside.
Talking about
Here's
the
the
wee
Madame
wee.
Lavarine.
Wee wee. Wouldn't that make you kind of conscious? If you're with a French girl and a bunch of people are standing around saying wee wee. How do you perform after a wee wee? Then you find out it just means yes.
Yeah, well, I was the reason that Joan had all them visions, you know.
Let me guess, it was a Malibu rum that caused those visions.
Did you meet Noah?
What?
You met Noah, and did you meet Moses, and did you also meet?
Wait,
Brother
gangster. I want to answer this for Chuck. Think of the theme: Cleopatra, a queen, Antoinette, deviant. What all these have in common?
And Joan of Arc.
Oh, Joan of Arc. Now I forgot about the visions. There's more than one thing there's common there, other than they like wee wees, but there's all women, gangster. So yeah.
Did you met Brother Pike?
He's like a dolphin in chat. In and out, in and out. Take a breath. In and out.
Hi, Brother Pike. Are you there, Brother Pike?
That's probably the fake Brother Pike now.
Are you there, Brother Pike? Oh no.
Maybe he's taking a swim in the ocean.
And then, of course, I have to mention Queen Mary of the Scots.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. Mary of Scots was much hotter than Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth was hot, but Mary of Scots, she had tat.
What the hell was that?
I'm back.
And Antoinette still thinks you had a little wee wee.
We missed you, Brother Pike. Don't leave us.
What do y'all talk about when I'm gone, and also when I'm here?
If you don't leave, you find out. Wait, that don't make sense. If you don't leave, you'll find out.
The women of the centuries.
Father Chuck, I have no interest in other women.
Oh.
Only you.
I see how you look
all
at
the other
there,
women.
Mr. Brother Pike. I'm kind of scared.
It's only Dustin's alter ego.
Well, brother Pike, I'm a single guy.
Dustin suck.
Oh yeah, Dustin.
What about Dustin Buck?
Father Charles, I wish you well in your travels.
Translation: crash into a meteor or something, buddy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That stupid thing saying breaking up. I'm going through Taco Bell and it's like, oh, you lost service because now you're talking.
Oh.
That is over the border. You do realize that, right?
Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is. It's like being in Mexico at every single one.
But Mary Todd Lincoln was very sad, obviously, the night after Lincoln died. And, well, I don't want to get into that. But
sorry about that.
Yeah, I heard that Mary Todd was a handsome woman.
She was a handful, let me tell you.
And poor Abe wasn't even cold. Wow. Big on nerdy maybe for rats or rodents, but not for some females. They are above Taco Bell.
But out of all the ladies I visited through the years,
I knew this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mary of Scots was the hottest, man. She was. She was 18 when I met her.
Maybe this could explain diversity. Have you ever?
She just came over from France to reclaim her throne in Scotland. So,
all for a toilet?
You know about this history, don't you, Deviant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we discussed it many times.
That's just whispering in your ear. Hey, Chuck. By the way, what do you think about the Queen of Blah?
Oh man.
Yeah, it didn't end well for her.
Did you ever meet Eve by chance?
Well,
I mean, the diversity a little bit.
Well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm running this show, and I don't mean to. But
why stop now?
But I got to correct history here. Everyone thinks that Elizabeth had Mary of Scots beheaded because she was afraid that Mary would take over her throne and all that stuff.
Yeah, but we all know that's not it.
No,
Chuck
she
was
was a jealous bitch.
Well, I mean, you and I knew that, but
right.
other people, they...
We need to rewrite the history.
Write the correct history is what you're saying then. Okay.
They'll be calling us the modern day Ken Hovins, you know.
And why would I get the thought that Chuck would be the hero, the Casanova of this story?
Anyway, that's why she had poor Mary of Scots beheaded. Her hair got redder when she found out I was with Mary, when she thought she was the only one. Whoa, I thought I'd get beheaded, but thank God I had a time traveling cell phone. I could just press a button. See ya, Elizabeth. Boom. I'm out of there.
Chuck, were you really the father to Jesus? And you came up with the story to cover? That's a lot of work to cover up somebody being impregnated.
That's how it happened.
I tell you, I got a rough life, guys.
Yeah, and you do realize now all this time travel. Now, with all this time travel and him being like from the future, he's the reason of all the plagues because they weren't ready for modern day diseases.
Let me tell you something about the.
Let me tell you something. When they all say, "Hell, yeah,"
I better not talk about the Black Death. Y'all know it wiped out like a third of the European continent.
It was still Black Plague. It was Chuck Plague.
Oh, them poor bastards.
They should never have given you that time machine.
Well, I told them that too, but good. Good as I'm sorry.
No, I'm over trying to write something on my calendar and scream across the room every time I think of something.
Well, I'm going to go into the past and see what you write on that bastard.
I'm rewriting history. I scribbled it out. Yep, I got a revolution and cause plagues.
Oh, my goodness.
Disappoint 7 women in 7 different time zones or time periods.
I don't know if I should talk about the Black Death or not.
Allegedly.
Well, it depends on which one you're thinking of, you know.
I'm thinking of all of them. If he was there. Isn't that kind of what we did to the Indians? The white man came and they started getting sick and dying off too. Or the Native Americans, sorry.
Now you know, when I visited you when you were 29, we
Yeah.
talked about the Black Death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you got to keep your lips sealed, okay?
I know.
It's hard. I
I'm
know it's
sorry.
hard for a Swede to do that, but
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fine.
We're
Send him to Russia.
notorious gossipers and
all right.
yeah, the whole.
Send him to Catherine the Great and see how great he thinks that she was.
You know, the whole.
I danced with Catherine one time. She wasn't all that.
Sure, you did.
Yeah.
She just couldn't make me rise to the occasion, so I just said, okay, after the dance, Catherine, sorry, baby.
On an unrelated note, not even connected to this, Chuck, did you take your meds today?
I'm drinking my meds right now, bro.
Yeah. You got whiskey pecker, I see. So your stories are going to get bigger, I see.
Catherine the Great. I remember her.
Nerdy wants to guess how the Fire of London actually started.
She was almost as tall as me. That's why I didn't like her. I like bending over a little bit. She was like right in my face while we were dancing. No. Catherine had to go.
Dancing.
Yeah. Sorry for all you short men out there, but I just Catherine, she was a tall woman. Yeah.
Well, it's
if you ask the horse.
Mr. Machi's 6 foot.
Well, I guess we could see eye to eye anyway.
And her balls have dropped too, by the way, so you want to be careful.
All right, let me think of women that reminded me of Missing Mud that I've traveled to the centuries. Let's see.
Hey, what crazy women have I read about in history? Batshit nuts. Let me see. There was Mother Teresa. There was.
No, Maud's no Mother Teresa. Let's see.
I wouldn't want to be a Mother Teresa. That wasn't a compliment. But anyway, Calcutta.
Oh, man. My goodness. I really should chart my paths when it's all from my mind, so let's see.
As many times as you visit them, how do you keep them all straight? How what happened? What time?
Well, certain nerves go off in my body.
Yeah, that's what Marie Antoinette said. You have some nerves showing up here again after Cleopatra.
But when I saw what happened to her, she asked me to take her into the future, but I wouldn't do it because she wasn't beheading mine. Anyway,
Fire Charles, you heard what happened with Steve Anderson and his kids come out to expose him?
Yeah, I've seen those videos.
Like Isaac Anderson, Simon. I remember Simon when he was a teenager or little guy on there. I have videos of him on there. Is that crazy? It's all grown up now.
Now, in my time travels, GJ,
yeah,
I have to tell you the time I met Solomon. The original Solomon.
I don't want to know what he whispered in your ear, mister. Bend over further.
We were sitting on his front porch, drinking wine, of course.
Doc.
Did you hit a sale with boxed red wine or something?
And he said to me, Chucky. I remember how he said it too, Chucky. That's Solomon. He's a joker. Anyway, he said, I have some wives that want to meet you. Well, I'm not going to get explicit here, but he took me back to his 864 wives and
800. Man.
I mean the concubines. I'm sorry. I meant
That's even worse.
they're different from the wives. But yeah, it was a good time that evening. And of course, you know who wrote this song, Rock and Roll Hoochie Kill. It was me. It wasn't. I wrote that song when I was dealing with Solomon's concubines. I just said, Rock and Roll Hoochie Kill.
Sitting on the dock and be gay.
Or at least bat from both sides of the plate.
Now I got to tell you about the Roman women. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they don't take many showers.
No, they're
not notorious clean people.
No, they bathe all the time, but the problem is they bathe in dirty water. That's the thing.
That is true.
Well, I'm not going to talk about them. Like, I don't want to talk about the Black Death either.
Yeah, because you're so guilty over that one. All 47 times it's happened in history, you're sad for.
Are you saying Chuck doesn't have a conscience?
Then there was that girl.
He just got a healthy sex life. And what's a few million people dying for him to get some? You know, I understand. That's reasonable.
Me too.
Charles.
Yes.
Would you ever debate Achilles?
The great Achilles?
Yeah.
That simpleton, anytime. Yeah, anytime.
What would you like to debate him over?
Anything he wants. I'll debate these pea brains over anything they want.
Over what it says in the Greek?
No, because I could not do that because I speak Greek and I know the ancient writings and
But modern Greek and Koine Greek are two different beasts.
Exactly, but you can't. That's why I don't mean to insult people, but that's why I say pea brains.
Right.
Because you can't tell a person from Greece that it's way two different languages. No, I know the language, and that's like Deviant. I have to give her a compliment. For real, Deviant. This isn't a joke.
Okay.
I started listening to Deviant speak English, what, 4 years ago, Deviant, roughly? Maybe 5. And she spoke broken English, and now she speaks it beautifully.
Right.
Not broken at all, hon. You speak English great.
Just once in a while, I have trouble finding the final right word, but that's anybody.
And Cleopatra told me to give you that compliment, by the way.
Oh.
And a smack on the butt.
Seriously, I'm serious. What? That is so cool. Because I remember she would break up. She was very slow because she was, I'm sure, wondering if I'm speaking correctly. You know, she's wondering. And now she just,
everything about you is wrong.
no, seriously. Now she speaks. You're very fluent in English, Deviant.
Thank you. That means a lot.
And being around Chuck for 4 years means you're fluent in bullshit too. Then, so I give you compliments on that one, Deviant.
I already were. I just didn't know.
Just in a different language, right?
Yep.
All right, back to the Black Death. No,
back to the Black Death we don't want to talk about. Here we go. Let's hear about it.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Well, that's the brown death.
I won't leave
That's
the
not the
stage, though, GJ. I'll be back.
Okay. Gonna miss you. But, asshole.
Yes, sir.
What if you debate Achilles on if there's monkeys or not?
Well, that's kind of counterproductive considering I would be debating a monkey.
Yep.
It was funny. It was a while ago.
a prime.
It was funny before he said, I think he kind of messed it up a bit, but he says, we're not like those apes have imagination like atheists, you believing in monkeys.
Yeah, because no one's ever seen a monkey before, ever. Or a lemur, or a orangutan, or apers, or bonobos. Yeah, because they're all extinct. They're all fossilized, and all the fossils are wrong. So the monkeys have never existed.
Yeah.
Mic drop, atheist. Boom.
Yeah,
no, I mean, to me, it gets right back into why debate somebody that doesn't even have a basic understanding of what they're debating. So then you spend most of your time. It'd be like me debating Mark on preterism. I mean, I know a little bit about it, the basics, not even the basics. I can't even say that, but I know what it is. Yeah. But to debate Mark, that would be like me showing up to a tank fight in my little Malibu with no guns. I'm a goner, you know.
Actually, would you ever have a machine gun?
I've shot machine guns before, 30 cal and a 50 cal.
What about one that's...
I'd love to have a Mod Deuce, but too expensive. You got to realize, though, gangster, as fast as it shoots, the average person can't afford to own a Mod Deuce, even if somebody give it to you, because of the cost of just shooting it once is outrageous, literally. I mean, I've got it's not an AK-47. It's a Chinese knockoff. It's a Type 56. And it takes 7.62 by 39 millimeter rounds, and they're for like 20 shots. If depending where you go, but they're like average of at least $15 a box. So I've got a 30 round clip. So if I put 30 rounds, which would be basically, let's say $50 to load that, I will shoot that in about 0.2 seconds, and all 50 shots would be gone. Well, 30 shots would be gone. It's a 30. It gets expensive. I like it, but it does get expensive.
You ever seen that gun Arnold had in Predator and Terminator 2? That turns around when it shoots? You ever had a gun like that?
Nope.
Oh, you sure?
Nope, never have. It'd be kind of cool to have. I like the guns they have now. You can shoot around corners like the police have now, or they've had them for years, but you can shoot at 90-degree angle, 45. You can actually see what you're shooting at because it's got like a periscope system somehow, or maybe it's just a visual like media hooked up to it. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I've seen one. Those are kind of cool. Not that I'd shoot around corners for anything, but I'd like to have a paint gun like that.
I can make you Rambo.
Rambo.
Yeah.
I had a Rambo knife forever because I loved First Blood.
What about the Second Blood?
Well, it's just as bad as the Third Blood.
What about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th blood?
I think hold on. How many were there? I think there were like 5 or 6 of them, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe 7.
Well, you got the first one. You got the one where he went back to Vietnam. Then you had when he went and saved his colonel.
Well, the first one.
Then he went.
He went back to his hometown to see his old war buddy, and he gets in trouble with the cops and ended up having a war with the cops.
Yeah.
And second one, he goes to Vietnam. Is that right?
Right. Yep.
I forgot what third one was about.
Where he goes to Afghanistan to save the colonel. Because remember, the colonel showed up at the monastery where he was and wanted him to go with him, and he said no. Well, then the government come back and said, hey, your buddy, his mentor was captured, so he went back. And that's where he kind of got a love for the Afghan people, where they were playing like on horses and playing their game of whatever it is with the dead sheep.
What if
then
they
you had
had
one more? Well, I think I remember then the one he went into Belize or somewhere like that with he brought people the missionaries in. Or no, he didn't bring them in. He had to go back and save them because he wouldn't bring them in. Then you had. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Predator versus Rambo versus Predator.
Predator's gonna kick his butt.
Oh, I mean, Rambo versus Rocky.
Rambo.
What about Rambo versus James Bond?
I don't know. See, James Bond could sneak up since he's a spy to kill him, but face to face, I'd have to go with Rambo.
What if it was James Bond versus Indiana Jones?
Bond, because he's got more gadgets than Indiana Jones. All he's got is a pistol and a whip. I would take Deviant.
What if it was an ultimate fight where it had Rambo, James Bond, Indiana Jones, Commando, all in one place where they had to fight to survive?
Ooh, even Commando versus Rambo is a good.
Rambo Commando.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Commando.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're on the same page then. That'd be a good fight. I don't even know who'd win.
I think you could beat both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Beat him at dying. It's like, yeah, I almost had him, gangster. I was stopping his fists with my face. I think it's working.
Oh, and full Rocky in there too. They're all fighting.
Rocky is just bad just for the fact that he can take a beating and keeps coming back at you. I mean, that's the whole American story, basically. Get knocked down, get up, and keep going at it.
Well, have you ever seen what is it? Conan the Barbarian?
Conan the Barbarian, yep. James Earl Jones was in that one too. The first or second one, I can't remember which.
Well,
still sad he died.
Speaking of barbarians,
that's what he calls his little wee. The Conqueror is what he calls it.
I came, I saw, I conquered.
And I kicked its ass.
Ghostbusters. Something strange.
Well,
in the neighborhood.
Well, I just want to make this. I want to put this out there. I had Cleopatra way before
Caesar.
Well, I wasn't going to mention his name, but
I know. Well, I didn't know if it was Caesar or was it Mark Antony or.
Yeah, well, Cleopatra would be buried next to him because I wasn't dead yet. So
that was kind of rude. Oh my poor gangster! I'll never be able to look at you two the same.
No. Anyway, I really didn't mean to come out with all my exploits here, but
for Charles, guys,
yeah, he's not one. Go ahead, gangster. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Would you ever what about you debate against
Tim?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to debate Tim. Not that I don't like Tim, I just don't like the whole heretical.
Tim?
Yeah.
He converted me to atheism.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh, yeah. I seen that coming and I lost it. There I am, get him hell saying, yeah, I'm a preterist now, and here comes out of the clear blue sky check saying, yeah, Tim made me an atheist. Tim didn't say anything for a while though. I said, oh my God.
Debate Tim, what would you debate him about?
Oh, in the New York second.
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. A lot of what he rambles is nothing but anti-Catholicism, really. Whatever Chuck believes, Tim's going to say that's heretical teaching. It's the opposite of what he believes, regardless.
Well, I'd have to give Tim a journey down a church history lane too.
Right.
What?
I love that topic. I think that'd be a great topic with the right opponent.
Yeah.
Very entertaining to watch. I'd watch that in a heartbeat. That's something new that I haven't heard for a while.
Yeah, but this be a debate. It'd be me against a 3-year-old. So, but yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, but then this old guy will learn something from you spanking a 3-year-old, and you're going to jail for child abuse. Oh wait, you can't go to jail because there's another song that reminds me of Chuck. He gets in trouble. He hits his little button on his time traveler and slip out the back, Jack.
Make a new plan, Stan. Don't have to be coy, Roy.
Just listen to me.
Just listen to me.
Cleopatra's pissed, so I slipped out the back, Jack.
Well, anyway, back to the Black Death.
Okay. I don't want to talk about this, but back to it for the 47th time today. It's a sensitive topic for me. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, let's talk about the Black Death because it hurts so bad. I caused millions of deaths.
One day I'll speak on the Black Death. One day.
Yeah. And which women were responsible behind that they had to go see in time.
Well, my motto is when I travel through time is see now and now.
Oh, that was brilliant.
For some reason, I'm really missing mod streams right now. Oh, I gotta see Gangster's new one. You've been Matt Powell. I haven't seen that one yet.
Matt Powell.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 other ones he put up today. I'm trying to look back where they were because I want to see them. I'll just go to his channel. View the ones. I thought, yeah, there they are. Amish guy, Amish crazy guy, man versus Jesuit, Brian Amish and Amish Bryant. I like the stuff he does. It makes me chuckle, even if it's really silly. Well, it makes me cry too because he can do it and I can't. That pisses me off. But oh well.
Well, have you tried?
No, I'm scared.
Oh.
I'm afraid if I do, then out of the clear blue time zone traveler, Chuck will be standing there. That's not the way you do it. And by the way, let me tell you about Cleopatra as I'm telling you this. But I don't want to talk about the Black Death.
Well, maybe not the Black Death, but we could talk about the Dark Age one.
How about the potato famine he caused? Dominus ominous. There's a Jesuit.
Look, here's a Jesuit priest, Father Charles.
His name's Jesse Witt. Because, everybody knows now, thanks to Tim, that Jesuits and pre-preterists all came about the same time about.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the Jesuits were responsible for preterism, even though preterism had been around for a lot longer than 1540. When the Jesuits were started by the Pope.
Father Charles.
I did learn something from that then anyway.
Yeah, GG.
Would you debate over if Catholic Church create preterism?
No, the Catholic Church didn't create preterism.
He say least
Satan did.
It was Satan.
You got to have Alex Jones on for that one. He'll tell you about Satan and Jesuits.
Let me tell you the time I met Satan. I'm sorry, GG. Go on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that'd be crazy. He said that being like preterism leads to being Catholic. Because he said the Pope
Let me tell you, Tim needs to stay away from the Mother Goose rhymes. And
yeah, he said that the Pope, I guess, is the Jesus on Earth type thing. I guess. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Gold. There's a sack of gold at the end of the rainbow, GJ. So.
And me Lucky Charms.
Always after me, Lucky Charms. No, I'm sorry, Dean. I know that was just meant for you. I'm sorry. What the hell?
No.
As long as you don't make fun of ghosts or gangsters, we're good, right, GG?
Yes.
GG knows I love him.
Everything Tim doesn't like. Exactly. That's what my point was. Marky Mark.
Brian Dinglinger is the same way. Remember Father Charles?
Yeah, his mother still reads him bedtime stories from Mother Goose. That's what I mean.
Yeah, Brian Dinglinger, everyone he doesn't like are Jesuits.
Yeah, everyone's a Jesuit, yeah.
Even Steve Anderson.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see a Tim and Mark debate, formal, but I just think that would turn into a dumpster fire on Tim's fart. Fart. And not the speed fart either, the stinky fart, I guess. But
They had a discussion. They were on here talking.
Yeah, but Tim was still pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Came on.
Yeah, that's just some. I mean, Aiden knows a lot. I'll give him that much. But I mean, if two people are having a discussion, let those two people just have the discussion, sort of thing. Because I like to learn, because maybe there's something in there Tim will say, like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense about that. But everything else is garbage. But anyway, no, and I know that, Mark. That's what I'm saying. But you couldn't have a good, discussion between him saying heretical teachings, and especially not being able to back it up or not backing it up, and then just the, his precepts. To me, that's what a lot of it is.
Oh, Fart Charles, have you ever met Slick?
No.
Yeah, Max Slick whispered in his ear, "Hey, baby." I'm not Marie, but you're more than welcome to stay.
No, I never took any journeys there as a. So.
No Slickster ventures? Aw. And you call yourself a man of science. Wow.
I know about him since a long time, Matt Slick. Yeah, I think about his car ministry and stuff. I'm not sure, maybe 2008.
Matt Slick destroyed Tim in that debate. Not that I agree with everything Matt said, but he had a knowledge of church history.
Yep.
And he had a knowledge of Greek and Hebrew. He destroyed Tim.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting kicked off.
Right. Well, that's why I say he did great against them, and even being handicapped as he was by the petty boys.
Yeah, is that crazy, Father Charles?
Yeah, it was crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, he does.
Let me tell you about the crazy time I had in the Middle Ages.
What? Wait, let me clarify. I need clarification. Your middle age or the world's middle age?
Hey, guys, we're almost the same age, bro.
Yeah, you know what to say about horseshoes and hand grenades? Old man. See, every day I get older, you get older, so we're still the same distance apart.
I know.
Math sucks, don't it?
They both 31, right?
That's right.
Oh, great. You're already aging me. You just said the other day I was 30. Make your mind up, gangster.
Fart Charles is 31. You're 30.
Okay. But he's still older, so then, yeah. I'm younger.
You do look 30, asshole. You look 30.
Maybe 50, but Chuck was middle-aged when the Middle Ages were still young. Time travel or not, take that, Otis Redding.
Otis Redding, you just dated yourself, asshole.
For Otis, I will. I love a lot of that stuff back. R&B, definitely. You can't have music today without R&B or country. That one gets me. Oh, I took it down. Oh, it's coming. Somebody pull it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, it feels so
I didn't
good.
want to bring this up at all, but let me tell you about Andrew Jackson's wife.
Is he related to Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate.
No, I better not. I don't want history rewritten here. So.
Here's David when he's 50.
He's not going to make it that long. Somebody's going to beat his ass.
The gang's
all gun. He's probably going to break down and finally go to Canada and find him.
Want the saw, please. Here's the thing where Steve Anderson, He was talking about hard preaching way before the hard priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's has a thing called hard preaching. Steve Anderson, he's a crazy guy. You seen that video where he's up there acting like the Pope? That crazy for our Charles?
Well, Steve Anderson's the modern day Neanderthal, so
That is true.
Yeah, he's a crazy nut.
see, Neanderthals are still breeding.
Right?
A crazy psycho one. You seen that one who he jump on his little altar out there and start pointing it out at people?
Pulpit. Uh-oh.
I don't want to saw priest.
We know, Mark. We know. We always make sure there are no soft priests around when you're here.
Right. You only like hard ones, so we only provide hard ones. That's why Uncle Chuck, Chuck, walks around with a doinker just for you.
He bless you, my child.
Dominus ominous, I got a hard on.
Father Mark. He's a Jesuit priest.
Yes.
So Azzo, I'm ready to travel through time in about an hour. Where would you like to go?
As long as she's good looking, down. That is a direction, right?
Absolutely.
I am so going to hell. I am hellbound. On the fart train, too. I'm getting there pretty quick.
Oh, Azza, what will you do if you open up a box, chains come on, take you to heck, and you end up meeting Steve Anderson, and he runs the place? What would you do then?
Oh, I'd be taken over anyway. That's a given. Chuck traveled in time when he went to see Satan and found out that I was second in charge behind Satan.
RM Raw?
No, not RM. Satan.
Oh. A lot of people say he looks like him. Do you think so?
He's like, but he's a nice guy. He's a teddy bear. He just looks like Satan, but he does that on purpose too, though.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the Satan look, but that dress style. I love trench coats.
Oh, you ever seen
Jim
this?
Doesn't know the difference between Jews and Jesuits. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever heard of this guy called Lambo? He's DC comic guy. He's an Indian biker. He looks just like Arn Raw.
Really?
Twin.
His
Even
doppelganger?
Even more than the Undertaker.
So I have a question for Deviant.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
What did he whisper in your ear?
Sweetheart. Out of all the women I've mentioned today, who should I visit in 45 minutes from
now? Well,
whose husband isn't home?
Are you sure you don't want to try something new? Because I have someone that I think you could make some magic.
Who's that?
Houdini.
Hatshepsut.
Oh, you said that, yeah.
Who?
Hatshepsut.
Okay. So you're speaking Swedish now, huh? Go ahead.
No, she's Egyptian.
She's
a pharaoh.
I know.
Well, I was hoping I knew who that was. I'm like, oh, come on,
I
Chuck.
was trying to make a funny there. Anyway, it didn't work.
Well, what else is new? You're never funny. Wow, you expect you know what they say the definition of insanity is? You keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and with the same results.
Shut up, Azzo. Shut up.
Finally. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, me and Chuck have a love-hate relationship. We love to hate each other. And actually, Chuck is to make sure that I say this. No, well, Joe has it, but Chuck, over here is the only person that has my phone number. Ta-da! So he's special.
Does this guy have
Okay,
your
now
phone number?
now I'm envious.
Well, but he whispers a lot of stuff to me at night. Kind of embarrassing for him, but hey, he keeps thinking my name's Rhonda.
I
Chuck.
like whispering in ears. Yeah, that's true.
He tells me just lay there and put the phone just on my ear and leave it alone. Just listen to his breathing. It sounds like this. Oh, okay, now we can talk again. I don't know what he was doing, but he's out of breath a lot. And some about his stickiness. I don't know what that's about. No, I'm scared he's going to time travel me when I'm dead.
Oh my goodness.
To me, that's what little gangster would have worn for Halloween. Hey, Jack.
One thing I liked about rooming women, I'm trying to think what era I went back to the room. Oh, yeah, Augustus was a emperor. The women did not use lip gloss.
So you're saying there's a lot of chafing going on back then?
Yeah, exactly.
You could always tell which prostitute was the busiest. She's the one that had the chapped lips. Both sets.
And I'll tell you something else I never saw a Roman woman that was blonde hair. They were all brunettes. It was like, wow, they all look alike. No lip gloss and all brunettes.
And togas, nothing underneath them. Oh, heaven.
It was a wild time.
Heaven. I'm in heaven.
Oh, look at
Don't
this.
sing a song in front of... Oh, no. Huh? Christian's not here. He can't ruin that song for me. It's okay. Go ahead. Yeah. I'll be singing that to myself tonight and be like, oh...
Oh, dang it.
I can't sit on the dock of the bay anymore because I ain't gay, but hey.
Well,
what am I to say?
The time I dropped in Rome during Augustus' reign, Nero was about 16. We hung out, man. We had a good time.
Was he crazy then too, or did he have to develop the craziness?
Oh, he just kept saying, one day I'm going to kill that fucking mother of mine.
And when he meant, I'm going to burn this mother down, he meant he was going to burn this mother down. We don't need no water. Let the burn the roof.
He had this obsession with his mother. I couldn't understand it.
So did he ever kill his mother? Wait, let me go read a book.
Well, he starved her to death.
No, I know.
Oh.
And the poor Jews got blamed.
He finally had her killed. Whatever. I know he starved her to death for a while.
That would have to be a terrible way to go.
My mother keeps wanting to tell me everything I should do.
He said, staring at the horse.
And he kept saying, one day I'm going to shut her fucking mouth. So I came back and looked up the history, and there it was. He shut her mouth.
I just think Nero was misunderstood.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be misunderstood?
Hey, close your ears for a second, gangster.
He was a victim. He was.
He was. So what if he said, I'm going to kill the bitch? You didn't mean it. You were playing. Okay, gangster, you're safe now. We don't need no water. Let them burn.
Were you ever Catholic?
Oh, he's not even at the computer. That silly boy.
Were you ever Catholic?
Was I ever Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was raised Catholic before we moved back to Indiana. Then we started going to a Methodist church. I was actually an altar boy. True story.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Pause.
Pause.
Imagine Azzo serving as an altar boy.
I hated Ash Wednesdays. I couldn't stand the smell of that crap.
Get that mental picture and go from there.
Yeah, just get the doll. I'll point to where I got touched. No, I never was touched. I'm not even going to joke about that, I guess. Kind of a bad joke. No, I actually enjoyed it to a point, but like Ash Wednesdays, I hated because I hated the palms or whatever it is, or Palm Sunday, or the ones that where the
Ash
priest goes over and
yeah,
swinging that stupid thing back and forth and then left to right, and just hated that smell.
Now, come on, Azzo. You know yours is so small you could never swing it left or right.
No, I was talking about my belt loop. My belt. I always carried a drop cord. I mean, I am part of the Steve Anderson cult even back then. We all have drop cords.
It's been 3 hours and a half hour and 6 minutes.
Ooh. Yeah. You better shut this one down, bud, or?
Yeah, I need to talk to you after the show.
Okay.
All of us, or just Azzo, or?
Azzo and Fire Charles.
Okay.
He's gonna. We're in timeout. Awesome. We can't ever come back on a stream again. I want you to stay out too.
Miss Outcast. I talked to. You say you can see about doing that, but make my avatar where I'm a doctor or a psychiatrist too.
Absolutely.
Dr. Gigi.
I will do it
You'll
for
be
you.
as legit as the COVID.
Yeah, I could go on Miss Mush show and give her advice.
You can. No.
That's awesome.
Don't ever tell her you're now a psychiatrist. You will never get peace.
Well, I just want to say one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
We could have really used doctors during the Black Death.
But I don't want to talk about it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Take care, everyone. Awesome to speak with you again, Charles. It was way too long.
Yeah, Mark said he's going to stream after this, and I'm kidding.
You almost had me excited.
Yeah.
Dang you. Oh, well.
He needs to.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Love you,
Bye.
Deviant.
Love you too, Chuck. Love